mean, he's not up yet, so I was like, I'm just going to get on the treadmill until he gets up, and then I'll help him. But yes, crazy, huh? So, sorry. And then I'm just going to stay in here. So I apologize if it's too loud, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Hello, happy Thursday to those of you who are on a 5-day work week. Happy Thursday. How is everybody doing this morning? Everybody doing good? Kind of a crazy morning, just with trying to do videos and finalizing some shirt stuff. And I think I gave the members and the subscribers a sneak peek into a shirt design. It's hard. It could be hard to hear me, but there's nothing I can do about it right now because I'm waiting for Dan. And I think you guys, it's no different than me being outside. The only difference is I'm inside, and I think it's the high ceilings. So this is what you get today until Dan gets home, and then I can move outside. But until then, sorry. Sneak peek. Did you like that? Did you like that? So we're doing a couple different lines, and that is one of the lines. It's the sob line. So that's going to be the one where it has my quotes and stuff like that. Marianne! Oh my God! Marianne made me some songs, and I just listened to them, waiting for Ed to get up. She sang kind of lyrics, but different tunes. Oh my God. So freaking amazing. So I sent them, shared them with my family members because I thought it was so cool. And it just put a smile on my face. So thank you, because I woke up super grumpy today. So I needed that. That kind of made me smile, and it was just completely badass. I love creativity stuff like that. It's so cool that people have these talents, Jenna, and they share them with me, Jenna, or they don't, Jenna, and then I find out through, posts and shit that they do these things. We're alive, Jenna. Marianne just one day didn't even tell me she had all this talent. She said, "Girl, I wrote you a song." What? You sing? You're right. That's so fucking cool. And then they just send them to me, Jenna. Anyway, and send me some photos and we can make it into a video. Oh my God, that would be badass. Okay. I had a Jake Dar with 2 R's. I'm kind of pissed off at you right now because my husband, we got presents. Can't really show them on social media. We got 3 of them yesterday, and this guy, I don't know what's wrong with him. He just can't examine it. Anywho, one of the gifts Dan was really excited about. So he took that in and started charging it up right away. Yeah. And then last night, he wanted to play. And I said, "Bruh, I am too tired. Plus, we already had a little fun early in the morning. No, not in the mood. And I'm not feeling guilty about it." So, because Grandpa's still sleeping, and Dan left me on a walk, so I've been waiting for her to wake up. And I finally said, "I'm going to get on, and then I'll just help you get ready for that." So, yeah. So I'm here in the house until Dan gets home, because I needed to get started on my day. So TikTok says it's fine. So if you have TikTok, run over there until I can get outside. But until then, I'm stuck waiting for it. So yeah, Jake. And if you saw my video on Mrs. D Style NorCal 3, he has one thing on the mind and one thing on the mind because of you. Yes. Restraints, gags, blindfolds, and such. That's what I got yesterday. Lord have mercy. Anyhow, a lot of enemies. And it would show up on the screen. That's weird, Cindy. I don't know. Thanks, Chaz. So, anywho, yeah, ha 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 ha. Yeah, ha ha ha. You laugh all you want, motherfucker. Anyhow, Marianne, thank you so much. It maybe won't be so bad once I walk. Let me get to 2 miles, and then I'll chill out. I say it was to your mailbox. Oh, really? Oh. See? Mia's like, girl, I can't handle it. I sent you a microphone so you can use it. Thank you. That's really sweet. See, Jenna? That's how it's done, girl. That's how it's done. How long have you been here not sent me one of your handmade creations? What? Apparently that's how she handles the life here. Girl, got your fucking microphone. Thank you. Tara, I tried to play sports in high school. No. Softball was probably the only thing I could play. And I stopped doing that. So, I have my old treadmill in the house. So, for times like this, where if it's too hot, I can do this. Because of the hot weather, no. Because Dan's not home, and Grandpa's still sleeping. So that's why I'm late, waiting for him to get up. But I can tell you, he must have been perusing because there was lots of seed pits, aka plum pits, on the counter. So the theater room doors were open. So there was a lot of different nuances that were out and about for Mr. Salinger. So he was up a lot, right? He was up a lot. So I enjoy digging the garage more. Is that weird? I feel like it's easier to hear for some of you, and I can be loud. I can be boisterous, and the sound decibels in here don't work well because of the high ceilings. So the intent of also putting this in here was for me to walk and read, maybe in the afternoon, just to force myself to read. And hi. So I feel confined in here, you know? I feel confined. So just give me a minute until Dan gets home, and then I'll finish outside. So he's up. Actually, I can actually go outside once I get him settled. I don't even need to wait for Dan. So just let him get dressed, and let me feed him, and I'll turn the TV on, and then we can go outside. So quicker than Dan. So yay, that's what I've been waiting for. Michelle, my running has gone down tremendously. My body just can't take it anymore. So I run between 2 and 3 miles, and then I walk the rest. So I moved inside just for Grandpa, just so I can get up, get him a help, get him ready. walk. So it just depends. The other day, I did a total of 6 miles. Typically, between running and walking, I do 4 to 5 every day. 4 to 5. You're welcome to Maryland. I love that. That puts a big smile on my face. So sometimes it's important, for whatever reason, I give people the motivation, right, to get up and move. So I'm happy that I can give you anything, give back in those ways. Michelle, you gotta just find the shoes that are right for you. Everybody's foot's different. What I do recommend is you go into like a running shoe store and get fitted. That's the best option. I just want you to trade the fits for the day. What does that mean? I love it. I love it, Clara. That makes me so happy. Stevie, that's not a good motivation. Stevie said I motivate him to go to the casino when he sees me and my friends go. That's bad. That's a bad habit. I think yesterday I motivated people to drink wine. 110, gosh. It's only going to be like 99 here today. So sorry for your 110. My 14-year grandson wants to know, Dan does not run. No. But he hasn't walked in a while. So he ran out this morning. But he left at like 8:15. I was like, bro, I'm getting ready to go on the treadmill. And he's like, sorry, I gotta go before it gets hot. I haven't been. So then I was waiting, thinking Grandpa was gonna get up. And then I thought, well, let me just start, and then I'll go outside. 78, Texas is bipolar. Samantha, my friend, emailed me, or voice messaged me, and she said, girl, you should be in Texas now, before it gets too hot. Very good unlock. I love that, my dollar fancy. I'm so excited, giving back to people is that's my love language. And it's cool that even when I intended to run, I just intended to kill my time, right? By talking to you guys and getting some lives in. I didn't anticipate that it would motivate people to get off their arses. You know what I mean? So that's even something simpler or easier than I could have even imagined, right? So that's pretty cool. So you guys can hear me a little bit better. Plus, I'm tired today, you guys. I woke up with crank pants. Dan, I heard what he was saying in that video. It's normal. No, it's not always normal. Crank pants for him means no sex, Oh, you must be cranky. No, I just don't want to be bamboozled in the morning time. I don't want to be bamboozled for your benefit every fucking morning, because that's not the way I work. And so I get cranky. So then he's like, well, somebody's cranky. Well, now I'm cranky because you said I was cranky because I don't want to succumb to every demand when it comes to my body, my choice, and me, right? And so, no, I woke up cranky. I literally woke up cranky. I woke up disgruntled. I woke up with a frown. I woke up with a I don't want to attitude today. That's right, I sure did. I just don't know. I'm just pooped. I feel overworked, overtired, and I'm cranky. So, with that being said, I saw my video today. Man, probably gonna have another viral video on the good old TikTok. You guys got the viral video on YouTube from yesterday, and you'll get this one on TikTok tomorrow. And people, y'all need to fucking take a seat and shut the fuck up when you have no idea what is happening. So I told Ed to sit multiple times. Sit, 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 sit. And stop focusing on me. Look at what Ed was doing, y'all. He wasn't sitting, right? He wasn't sitting because he couldn't hear. And he wanted to make sure that he was doing what he needed to do. And so he finally sat after the 5th time. Now, I ain't gonna sit there and give him a sentence. Give him a fucking sentence that he won't hear and understand in the first place. So in moments like that, when somebody's fucking hard of hearing, you are short, concise, and direct. Somebody had the nerve to say to me, well, I wouldn't leave my parent with you. All I could do was laugh. Y'all, all I could do was laugh. Y'all too hyper-focused on words and shit. Get over that. And look beyond at the most important thing. Ed, the way I talk to him does not fucking affect him. As you can see. And so, sit down, Ed. What the hell did they expect from me? Oh, honey, can you sit down? He wouldn't fucking hear that. He was having trouble hearing sit in the first place. Sit. Sit. Even in that video, people were like, girl, you are so rude and condescending. What? So, it's best for me to stay off the comments today. Because this girl ain't taking no shit today. And well, I would probably get removed for my responses. You know what I mean? Good morning, Jenna. How are you? So, if you go to post something, and if I don't respond to you, you know why? Because today is not the day. Today is not the day. No. So, sometimes we have those days, but you know, sexy Rita, you know where my mind was, right? You know what I really wanted to say, right? That's all that's important. Hi Rita. So, you know, when I'm sarcastic as fuck, you know what I'm really saying is not that. I'm saying other things in my head. But I can't do that. That's the problem. What I hate is I can't do that. I can't be my true self and have my own freedom of speech because then people report me and then people take me down. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a catch-22. They can say whatever they want, but I am silenced because of them and the rules and regulations put forth by TikTok. So, sarcasm is the only way to go. And when you give a little kissy kiss, that's just the cherry on the cake, like a fuck you. So, anyway, life is like a penis. It's short, but seems long when it gets hard. Oh my God. So Mary's sending her family, who's going through a hard time, quotes of the day. Let me repeat that. Life is like a penis. It's short, but seems long when it gets hard. Can I make that into a shirt? Mary, can you send that to me on an email? I might have to make that one on a shirt. Shit, that's funny. It is bullshit to me because it pisses me off. Because I want to be a snarky ass motherfucker. You know? I want to bite you back hard with venom, with strength, power, and everything else. Thanks, Mary, because that might have to be a shirt. It is seriously a great line. I would wear that around proudly. Cats are individuals Yes, they are. They sure are. Not sure. Now, how big is your P.O. box? My P.O. box, they don't, you don't have to worry about packaging because they keep it in the back for me if you send a package. I only got the medium one. Oh, she's being tired. Oh, Jenna, it's normal. Y'all just gotta go with the punches like I do. You can get mad, and it serves no purpose for the closed-minded people. Come on. Now, I told Dan I was closed-minded today because I was cranky. But y'all know I'm only closed-minded with one thing. 6. So everything else I still remain open-minded. Well, I try to be anyway. Being open-minded with a clear heart and a clear mind is one of the hardest things to have to do for oneself, but I still try to do. So, anyhow, yeah, the comments today are ugly. Just remember, there's still wonderful people who say, Danielle, thank you. You rock. But, you know, sometimes on days like today, the ugliness prevails. The ugliness, well, hello, Marty. The ugliness prevails, and you see it front and center with a light on it, you know, making it stand out. And that's what pisses me off. That people think their opinions matter. That people think that they have the common decency and the validity to tell you what they think about you and what you're doing wrong. By no means does my posting my videos give you any right to tell me what I'm doing wrong or what a shitty person I am. Because if you really think about it, a true fucking shitty person wouldn't be doing what I'm doing, right? Words don't matter in the state of dementia, right? The way I communicate with him is the way I see fit. Simple. You don't think Dan says sit? You don't think he gets louder with his sit when he can't hear or he's confused? Y'all need to sit back and look at the big picture. Stop looking through life with your eyes half closed. The real thing is Ed happy? Is he responding? Yes. Does he seem perturbed by my communication skills? No. That should tell you to shut the fuck up. Just because your personality is one way doesn't mean mine is. So stop projecting your bullshit onto me. Plain and simple. Watch it for what it is, or get off my fucking page. Stay on Dan's page. And then I get the, you know, bullshit of, oh, I love Dan. Okay, yeah, that's fine. But why do you feel the need to tell me that? Why do you feel the need to tell me that? In what universe is that important? I don't know, y'all. Just see, people never cease to amaze me. Eat a dick. That's what I want to say. Eat a fucking dick. Eat multiple dicks. Choke on them for all I care. But y'all need to look at the big picture. Why cannot people see the greater picture of life? Today's not the day. Today, well, that's my thing, Sadie. Well, you're on my page, honey bun. Go to your lover Dan and stay there. Leave his wife alone. It's fine with me, you know. I ain't asking for any hand-holding, kisses, or love. I'll just do it to show you what my fucking journey is and how it is for others who enjoy it. Not constant ridicule. So, hey there, I need a strong hug. Me too. Give you one back if you give me one. So, today's not the day. Today is not the day. Satan may not take over my body. I may bite my tongue. stomp my feet, and just try to stay calm. Because it's really hard. It's really hard. But it's a choice we all make. Like women's rights. It's a choice we choose for the betterment of women in society. Right? My choice is to refrain from speaking to the idiots today. Therefore, I will remove myself from the situation. Did you like how I threw that one in? I will remove myself from the situation so that way I can be a respectable human. Because that's what it's about. Being a respectable person. Now, respectable people don't go on and leave their nasty opinions on others' pages. You guys are attacking people, not even me. Talking about respect, dignity, honesty, truth, respect. But what are you doing? You're doing far more worse than anybody else. And true people who have their eyes open see the ugliness that prevails. Until then, shut up, mind your own business, and stay off the pages instead of giving your opinions, etc. I think he went in there with the things that he needed, so just double check.
Yes, baby. What's up, Pop? You want to get dressed?
He already did.
Yes.
He already did. He just needs his shoes.
She already did everything else?
Yeah, I saw him take it in.
So, you got a new one?
Yes.
All right. Allison.
Okay. Jesus. Nothing like talking code when you're trying to keep one's dignity intact, right? People claim we don't keep people's dignity intact. Lick my am-hole. My starfish. For fuck's sake. Anyway. Hold on. Let me get, now I can be free! Now I can do what I want, say what I want to say, and feel so much better on my hips, because that one inside is a fucking shit show. So, anywho. Hold on. This microphone has been weird lately. Y'all, it's been so fucking weird. All right. Hi, I'm back. I'm back in the saddle again. I'm back. I did 2 miles in there though, so that's good. There's shirts on your ceiling. So I get so many shirts, right? And sometimes the shirts don't fit right. Sometimes they're just too much. And I want to, it's a project that's gone wrong that needs to be better. That's it. So I'm in the, just don't abort the shirts. Just don't look at them yet, because I'm told how crappy they look. I need a stapler gun and I need somebody to help me do them right, because I like to make, those are like what people send. And so sometimes I just don't have enough space, and I put them up there just to show that we love you and we care about you and all that stuff. So frame them. Mary, do you know how many freaking frames I would need? Frickety frack. No. I just need a staple gun to make it better. And I have more to put up there. I want to do hats, everything that I can't do. We can do that. I need a staple gun though. I don't have one. Can you bring one with you from Michigan? So I have plans. I wanted to kind of make this air. What?
I'm just listening.
Go away. I'm
What
irritated.
are you talking about?
I'm just irritated. Go away.
Good morning to you too.
You need to shave your head today.
You're
So Caroline has 14. I know. She still has not. I have not gotten one delivered yet either. Ha, ha, ha. So I'm too controlling. Oh, thank you, Terry. Such a wonderful thing to coming from a woman to another woman. God, I love women who support other people. Y'all, don't you love a good woman support? Yes, I do too. I do too. Oh, Terry, today's not the day, girl. Today is not the day. No. So, thanks, Christopher. He knew it. He knew it. He just swooped in and took care of it like a true man should. You know what I mean? Unlike that one over there. Unlike that one over there, you know what I mean? He doesn't come in and save the day. Like sometimes I just need him to say, hey, crotchety women. Oh, she's against. Oh, I missed it. Shit. They blocked Shannon too quickly. Oh, what is with this? What are we? Shit, here we go. Here we go. Taser, yes, I have. Don't let the dogs out, yeah. So that was a shirt option. Who let the dogs out? So, what she is wrong, you are the captain of my ship. That's right. I'm the captain of my own ship. You think I can control any other fucking man in my house? Especially a Salinger man? Y'all think you're tripping if you think that's the case. My husband has had a heart attack. Y'all attack me about being mean about his food choices. No fucking shit. I'm mean about his food choices. He had a fucking heart attack. He needs to take better care of himself, right? Well, what's so wrong with caring for my husband's intake of fucking food? I didn't know that was a crime. I didn't know that made me too controlling. I didn't know that made me the food police. Y'all like to use that term so much lately. The food police is in the house. Yeah, I have to give my husband shit. Now, he is a man who is 56 years of age and should be able to manage himself, but he can't, so I like to give him reminders. As for Ed, yes, I manage him because he needs it, and I ain't gonna let him eat sugar all fucking day. Oh, he's 92. Let him eat all he wants. That's not how it works in my house. Right. If I could, that's right, user. If I could control my husband, he sure as hell wouldn't be leaving messes every morning for me to fucking clean up. Right? So, that Hannah said to Ed about how a psychology major word, yeah. And she spoke, yeah, treatment resistant. Treatment resistant. Salinger's treatment resistance. I'm telling you, I know. And if I know anybody better than you guys, it's my husband and his father. For fuck's sake. Hannah's good. She's getting morning. Getting morning? What? She's morning. School's getting ready to start in a month. Her job's getting ready to start. She's had the month off. Her husband, her boyfriend, her living future husband, boyfriend, whatever the fuck. He's been there, right? Oh, Sherry, happy birthday. He just got a job, not the job he wanted, right? He's working for AMR, which is an ambulatory medical response team. And he's got to get his foot in the door, right? He's supposed to be a fireman, but it's a tough job to get into. So he took that job, so it's a 40-hour-a-week job. And it's not a lot of money. Shit. In-N-Out pays more than that, which is really sad, right? So it's 40 hours at least. He has a job. He'll get his foot in the door with some paramedic type stuff and hopefully still kind of push away to get a job at the fire department. So things are looking up, right? Things are looking up. He's also, I think he had an interview yesterday or today to do something on the side because most likely he'll be working on the weekends. You know, they put the new people in the shit jobs the shit schedules. So anyhow, it'll be fine because, you know, Hannah's going to start school at the end of August. So it'll be fine. No, he's done with school. So she's just, so he did 4.5 years at Cal Poly with a fire science major. And then he went and just did his fire academy. And now, no, he's done. So Hannah's just getting her master's in psychology. So 3 more years in San Diego. Tough life. I think so too, Lana. I think people just assume too much without asking, like, get him a fucking hearing aid. Well, don't you think if he would wear a hearing aid, he would have one? You know, like, to me, my mindset is, oh, I'm assuming he doesn't have a hearing aid. Is there a reason why, right? I don't assume that we're not buying him a hearing aid or getting him one because why? Because you think we like yelling all fucking day? Do you think I like repeating myself all day? And some of that repetition is just normal, but some of it's because he can't fucking hear? No. Don't you think he would have one? You know, common sense like that. Just people assume. Just people assume they know. Or that we're holding out because we're too cheap or something like that. So, anyhow, yeah, foot in the door is good. Yeah, it doesn't help. And Debbie, when he had them, it didn't help him. I mean, he'd be walking around buzzing. Cats would scram, dogs would bark because it would buzz. And he couldn't even hear the fucking buzzing in his ear. He fiddles, he faddles, he loses. It's just, it wasn't something that that ever worked for him. So, no, he doesn't have a fucking hearing aid. And we're not happy about it. Yeah. He would think he was paying for the batteries are expensive too. Shit, he would bitch about that back in the day when he had to replace them. God damn, these batteries, they don't last very long. They're really expensive. So, yeah. When do you ever have him just by yourself? When do I ever have time just for myself? Good question, Sandra. Not very often. Not very often. Or they think you should buy him a broken car. Yes, and just keep a fucking car in my driveway for him to think, because I want him sitting out in 100 fucking degree heat to try to start his car. Stupid fucking thought process by people. I thought it was good. Yes, hearing loss is part of being old. Shit, he's 92 for fuck's sake. He can barely walk. You know, he can barely do things by himself. He needs a mother figure, and that's me. Jody, God, it's been a long time since Dan and I did date night. But we've been fortunate. In May, we went to Mexico for my birthday. Not as long as we wanted to, of course, because of Ed. And then we just got back from Vegas, which was a shit show for Dan and me because he didn't feel good the whole time. But I had a blast myself with my friends. So, anyhow, alone time. Oh, you're right, see. I get to a field and see if he would really drive. No. I would never take him to a field and really drive. First of all, I think he knows he can't. Second of all, it's not safe for anybody. And third of all, why is that something that is even a thought process for people? It's not safe. Would you take your 2-year-old to an open field and see if he would drive? Come on, you know what I mean? So, no, it's the same mentality as that. As far as, yes, so Dan is going this weekend to his brother Dave's house with the family. So I'll have Saturday to myself. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. So I'll literally be alone. Wesley has a basketball game, so I'll probably go up to Grandpa Dennis flush his hearing aids. Oh, good. That's great. Thanks, Grandpa Dennis. Did they think he was bugs or something? He just doesn't want to drive for the sake of driving. So yeah, no, and just no. Ed was never in. I mean, he had a fender bender, but nothing like big. Mm-mm. But that was before they had the dementia, you know. So I'll be alone because you know it takes a couple hours to get there. It takes a couple hours back. So. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers. Yep. So I'm excited, but very infrequently. Dan never wants to leave me. And typically when he leaves, he wants me to go with him. So I have to say no. So that'll be a wonderful day. Yeah. So I might spend the day with maybe the Nuggets or something like that. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. Because normally my weekends are with my nugs anyway. By the way, I have to tell you something cute. I did. I had to stop my day because whenever Rocky FaceTimes me, I know it's my nugget, my dilly pop. And so I couldn't answer it right away. And so I called her back within 5 minutes. And Dylan, of course, was on screen. And she goes, I had to call you because he had the phone and he was saying auntie. So when I came on the screen, now this little fucker has played a game with me for the last couple weeks. Like he'll say auntie and then one time and then he won't say it again and he'll laugh at me. So he literally, I came on the screen and he said auntie. So he says, you know how they pronounce auntie. And I screamed and then he screamed because I screamed because that's what I do when he calls me auntie. I go, yeah! And they said it a couple more times and she goes, I had to call you because he was running around the house with the phone saying auntie. So Rocky is an amazing sister-in-law. I couldn't have asked for a better one ever. She always takes the effort to FaceTime because she knows I got no time and I love my babies, but she puts that effort in to make sure I'm FaceTiming the babes a couple times a week, or at least the baby, right? Because the other ones are so busy and they know who I am, so it's not a big deal. But so I'm very thankful that she loves me and that she has really good, the family is important and it's important for her kids to know their family. So yes, it's Josh's kids. So she's in amazeballs. I mean, she really bends over backwards for me, especially with that time, because there's so many times I think, oh, I need to call my babies, you know, and then all of a sudden I forget because I get caught up with something else, and then she calls, and it makes me really happy that I have her to babysit me. Your sister-in-laws are terrible. I have another sister-in-law, and she's just having a hard time keeping up. I was doing weekly videos for them, and it just makes me sad because I don't get the same response back, and I just kind of, whatever, you know. I get in my moods where I'm like, well, fuck you then, you know. Fuck you. And then I'm like, Danielle, come on. You're older, you're wiser, you know, they have stuff going on too. Yeah, but not as much as me, you know, whatever. So it's really hard. Josh and Rocky live about 40 minutes away. 40 minutes away. Are you a stay-at-home mom? Yes, I was. Now I'm a stay-at-home caregiver and wife. And a landscaper, pool girl, gardener, plumber, and et cetera, et cetera. TikToker, YouTuber, yep, book writer, beep, 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 motherfucker. Next week, Deb's coming again. So we have a couple days of casino, I'm sure, while she's here. Merchandise, you know, creator. Well, Julie B's really doing most of the creation, but, you know, businesswoman. How about that? We'll just leave it at businesswoman. Handy woman, animal caretaker, micromanager. You know what I mean? What did I do prior? Sky River is calling my name with my friend Deb. Okay, I was a bookkeeper, accountant, hand out payroll checks to the kids, you know, all that stuff. Exercise guru. That I am not. My body's failing me. Yeah. You won lots on a cruise? Fuck. How come I can never win lots? For a bit today. Party hat will be on. I'm going to get frozen today, so I have my cryo today. So y'all, I'm stressed, right? So this is a micromanager, right? I am. So I thought my appointment Coda needs her shot. Like, she is on vulva licking overload which in turn makes her leak because she overstimulates it and nothing works right. Like the sphincter muscle doesn't drop. It's like really forehand pace. Shit, girl. Damn, I'm jealous. So, yeah, food police. So anywho, I made Coda's. I always push it to the last minute because that shot's $200. It's $200 So I push it to the limit. One more time. You know that song? I push it to the limit. I always push it because it's $200. So, and now I'm like, all right, she gotta go. Like I can't handle the licking, the slopping licking of the vulva. So, and she's inflamed a little bit, and it's time. So, thought my appointment was at 2, right? So I was like, well, shit. Okay, she gave me a 1:15. She gave me a 1:15 appointment. I was like, perfect. The vet's like right around the corner. Get her shot. I'll drop her off, and then I'll head on to my cryo, right? So then I just double checked. My cryo was at 1. Her shot's at 1:15. Well, I fucked that up. So I asked Andrew, I need you, catty injections, 6 to 8 weeks. Yes. So she is about 8-week mark. And really at this time of year, pushing it there is really, Mary, you are way too sweet to me, girl. And it's pink, my favorite color. So I'm a construction worth a gambling problem. I love gambling, Steve. Me too. So I seen him and went, what? 15 gold buffaloes? Mother clucker. That's a good one. I've never won that much. I've gotten 15. I've gotten that before, but only one. Like, you were betting high. Boy, you went betting high. Mary, I love that. Thank you. Too sweet for me. You were betting high. Yeah, because one time in Tahoe, I had like 20 buffalo heads, but I only won like $1,200 because this bitch was only betting $1.20 because I was losing. Shit, that shit pisses me off. So anyway, I go upstairs and I ask Andrew and I say, I need you to take Coco because Andrew could do that shit. I know he's gonna be good at it. Won't let the other dog out. He's like, I'm going fishing. Really, Mom? I'm going fishing. Really, Andrew? What time? He never got back to me. So then I was like, Dan, I need you. I can't wait another day for that vulva. So I need you to take her. All right. I'll do what I gotta do. So now, Dan has no patience, right? So this morning, I said, remember, you have to take Coda. It's the vet around the corner. I know. Well, you drove to the wrong one the last time. So I'm telling you, so listen. Make sure Baxter is in the room with the door shut. Don't alert him to you taking Coco, right? Shut Baxie in the door. Start the car. Get Grandpa in it. Then the leash with the open collar will be on the staircase. Just take it in the circle that it's in, put it around her head and go. I know. You think I'm some incompetent? Yes. Because what's going to end up happening is you're not going to do any of those tasks. Baxter's going to run out. You're going to start yelling. You're going to call me because you don't know how to get the fucking collar on Coda's head. And I'm not going to be able to answer. So yes, I know you a little bit too much. You know what I mean? I know you a little bit too much. So now we'll have another walkthrough before I leave today and show him how he just takes the collar, but to not make sure to grab it, because then the chain, you know, such a process. But Baxter normally sleeps on the bed, so he can easily shut the door and then do it. So, anyhow, we'll see if he makes it. I don't think so, but we'll try. So, I can do it fine. Dan, get back, he backs her in here, and then I do it. But with Ed, it gets a little bit more complicating. Doesn't have a chance with, Dan doesn't have it. Dan, he's just a slob, you know? I'm half asleep while I'm eating. Okay, well, you shouldn't be eating. Because what's the point if you're half asleep? You're not even enjoying the food. So that's the type of work I do. That's the type of work I'm responsible for in my house, on top of everything else. So yeah, sometimes I'm not gonna have the best tone. Sometimes my patience isn't gonna be all that great because I have to deal with shit like that. Because he does this, Bethany, he takes his hand in the thing and then goes like this, and well, then they go like that. My partner is the same with her cats getting their boxes. Yeah, it's so stupid because it's obviously something, he's half asleep, I think. Like he's just groggy from all the ferns and whatever gummies he's eaten. The gardening, as the safe, I think, word is to say on here. But, you know, he's really not hungry. It's, what's it called? It's called, shit, what did the cardiologist say after his heart attack? The reason why they don't want you smoking is because of the, shit, what was the word he used? Apathy. Apathy, I think it was. Was it apathy? Because you don't care, right? It lowers your inhibitions. And so you don't care and you make wrong choices. So, yeah. He doesn't know how to hide. He can never off somebody, you know what I mean? Because Dan would forget, like, the item or the thing at which it took to take the life away from that one person. I don't know. No, he's not. And he doesn't care. But that's what's hard for me. Prepping to make bolognese. Yum. Mary, yum. How cool is it in San Diego? I'm so jealous. I want to be by the ocean. So, we are planning a trip to Tahoe with Jockey. Damn it! With Rocky and the kids. Hannah won't be here, so she's sad. Why are you doing a 74? I can feel it now. And now at 74, you can have a sweatshirt on and shorts. I love sweatshirts, shorts, and flip-flops. Oh, Mary, I'm jealous. I just need to sit here for a moment and reminisce about the ocean in San Diego. Okay. So, the ocean. Yeah, so we're gonna go to Tahoe for Labor Day weekend. I don't know if Dan will come the whole time. And you're hot? Girl. But definitely me the whole time, Andrew and Jennifer. And we were thinking about going to like Bodega Bay, where it's cooler. You have lots of fans. That sounds enticing, Mission. I need to tap a space before the sunlight. Cindy. So I, and Josh was bitching. I told Rocky, I said, stop asking Josh. So this is because he's my brother, right? I tell her, I train her too, you know. I give her obedience training when it regards to a Salinger. Now, he's half my mother as well, but until then, he's a Salinger. And the money aspects of it. Your window air conditioner. I would probably too, especially if you're cooking, girl. You have the oceans, right, Stephen? Such a pretty area. Hampton Beach, nice. You know, he just bitches because she's not working right now, right? She's technically unemployed. Finally, she was working up until like, I think a couple of weeks ago, technically, you know, and then she had her severance. And so she's on unemployment right now. And so he's stressing now. Now he's like, you gotta get a job. We got bills. You know, we got this. We got that. Just ridiculous behavior. So they're fine. Anywho, hi Joyful. So, you know, she asked, I don't just bitching about everything. I said, I'm done with his ass. You don't talk to him anymore. We will fucking plan it. And then he goes or he doesn't go. Plain and simple. With Salinger men, you have to be black and white, direct and to the point, and leave it up to them. Stop thinking he's going to participate in the location and the house at which we're staying, because then he sees the dollar amounts. It's going to be pricey because it's Labor Day weekend. She goes, okay, you're right. Because then she just gets pissed off about it. Hi, Pam. Love you too, girl. So, cut out soon. Oh, Trina. Well, thanks for joining while you can. So, needless to say, we're gonna plan it and just book it. It is kind of costly. I was like, girl, is that the cheap end or the high end? She's like, that's like the median end. It's Labor Day, so fuck. But I think we want to be close to the water for the kids. Andrew's gonna take Wesley fishing, and should be a fun little extravaganza. Hi, Slicky. My other job. I'm sorry, it's hard, but at least you get out of the house for a couple hours. So anyhow, that's how you have to deal with Salinger men. It's always been that way. They are just like that, and I know how to deal with them. I've had many years, and so I have to get her on the same plane. Like, honey, girl, we talked about this. I know, but I just want him to be involved. Well, yep, me too, honey. Me too. Be thankful he's a very good dad, and he's participating with that. Everything else, you leave him the fuck out of it. The problem is you have to stir every. Oh, so typically I make my sauce homemade. I do add a little bit of Rayo sauce because I think it just adds a little something, but everything else is homemade. I love it when I make it with chorizo. Chorizo. I put chorizo. That was a new thing for my spaghetti sauce. Oh, good, Sandy. I'm jealous. I feel like I could use a nap today. I just don't think it's gonna happen. My days go by too quick. I got a couple things to deal with. Then I have to micromanage Dan and the outing for the dog. I've got to put down the seats in the car because he won't do it. I mean, you guys really don't understand. You guys don't really understand, you know, what I have to do to prep things like this. I have to prep like he's 12. So I got to put down the seats in my Subaru so she doesn't scratch the leather. And then I got to have everything lined out for him to make it as easy and stress-free for him as possible. Yeah. It's my life. My life in a fucking nutshell. Oh, okay. 2 miles out here. I'm done. 4 miles is good enough today. I'm tired. I just got the funk. I got the funk. Yeah, I got the funk, you guys. I just feel funky, like, oh. I wonder what happened in my dreams. Maybe it was my dreams that were responsible for my funk. I don't know. Why won't he bring the seats down? Because, Feisty, I don't even think he would know how to do it. I mean, y'all think, you know, life is so grand over here. Y'all think, you know, Grandpa's just my biggest thing. No, Daniel's son is the biggest one of them all. Daniel does not know how to do anything. Shit. No, he doesn't know how to put down seats. He would never think about that. So, I gotta do it. Did you hear me saying about the collar? I gotta lay it out because, you know, the chain is one of those choke chains. And so if you just pick it up, it, you know, falls apart and he wouldn't know how to fucking do it. So he'd have a fucking coronary. So today I'm probably gonna have to try to show him, like, if he accidentally doesn't grab it, you know, with 2 hands and put it on, and accidentally if he just grabs it with 1 hand, like I'm sure he will because he doesn't listen. Hot big dog. Anyway, problems. I got it. That's why it's so much easier for me to do everything. because it takes more energy and time for me to explain when somebody really isn't listening while I'm telling him to do so. Ugh. I do, Indira. This is my big account, and I have Mrs. D Cell NorCal 3 as my other account. So, but make sure you follow the right. There's a lot of fakes out there. So listen up. So Ed can't go with me because I have to get naked. But he can go with Dan, and he's probably sit in the car. So he's gonna have to be very specific. Go outside, start the car, lock up Baxter first. Go outside, start the car, right? Get Grandpa in the car. Then come back in and call her Coda, and then come back out and put Coda in the car, and then go. Y'all don't realize the job I do for everybody, right? Gotta micromanage everybody. My hope is that Andrew says, "Oh, Mom, I'm not going to fishing till like later." So then he can just do it, and I'll be so much. I am more scared for Dan to do it than I would be for Andrew. What does that tell you? Yes. Okay. Indira, this is where I was going for. I will not message you. So I reported 2 of the accounts because there's also another account that is asking for subscriptions. That's not my account, you guys. You need to remember the only subscription account I have is my big account, which is the live you're on right now. This has 680,000 followers. That's the only subscription I have. So if you click on their page and see 3,000 followers, you know for sure that's not me. So, and if you ask them a question, typically they won't respond back, and that's another reason why you know. Yeah, Jody, I was telling you. I could always hide. I know, I was like, Andrew, come on. Then Dad's gonna have to bring Grandpa, and he's gonna have a fucking shit fit, because Dan freaks the fuck out. Dan can't do anything without spazzing, right? Dan can't do anything without spazzing out. So it just makes my life more difficult, because then I'll get a call. Guaranteed I'll get a call. And it stresses me out. Yeah, no, don't be fooled, please. I will never ask you a question. I will never ask you for money. Don't. That is your first sign that it's a fake account. So go in there and block them so you know and can keep track of what's real. I own 3 accounts. That's it. On TikTok, Mrs. D Cell NorCal, which you're on right here. And if you click my link tree, you will see all my accounts. That's it. It's very easy. So my Mrs. D Cell NorCal 2, there's no signs in between. There's no underspaces. There's no emojis. It's straight Mrs. D Cell NorCal, period. Mrs. D Cell NorCal 2, that's it. Mrs. D Cell NorCal 3. All the fakes have different variations of those, right? There is one person that says it's me, Danielle Salinger, which it's not. They steal my videos, right? And they steal the daily videos. I'm trying to send me a new pair of Beats by Dr. Dre. What do you mean? So, there's no any underscores, there's no spaces, there's no other numbers than 2 and 3. The new ones, I have old pairs because I can't afford new ones from my daughter. I can't use the ear things, in the ones like the AirPods. I can't use them. So I stole her old ones. I said, "Can I have this?" She goes, "Yeah, I don't use them." And Andrew bought them and doesn't use them. I said, "Oh, Andrew bought them from her, and now I use them." So you see me with them. I'm using I'm using my big headphones and I'm talking on the phone because I can't handle. I have to have those things. Can you explain why they steal your videos? Because they're trying to make money off of views. Sometimes what sucks, Anita, is they get, so depending on how quickly they steal the videos, they can get more views than me on my own video. More views than me on my own video. And then it fucks up my algorithm, because they have already taken it. So it's a huge problem with TikTok, but that's why you have to be careful. There's 40,000 subscribers on TikTok to Danielle Salinger. It's an old picture of me. 40,000 of you are following this account that's not me. 40,000. That's a lot of fucking people. Stevie, I can't tell you what to send me, but if you have a kind heart and you must share, I always take gifts. So you guys got to understand that I will never, and some of these people, these two accounts specifically, are conversating with people, trying to conversate with people. You guys, it is scary. So I will never message you. I will never ask for prescription meds. I will never ask for diaper money. I will never ask for anything from you. Whatever you want to send me on the fly, that's on you. But I would never ask for it. You know what I mean? I would never send gifts. No, gifts myself. So that's it. I'm going to double check, but I don't think so. So 40,000 people are following this Danielle Salinger. And it's me outside by my garage with, I think, a gray shirt on. My pictures presently are the ones that I take. Yes, thank you, Christopher. My real accounts are in my link tree. Go to my homepage where you see all my videos, hit the link tree web browser, and it'll take you to which ones are there. But be alert. Somebody's asking you for something, somebody's DMing you, fake. Block them, because that's the only way you're going to keep them in check. I did turn in the 40,000, the Danielle Salinger page, 40,000, and she's got some variation, or he, of Mrs. D-Cell NorCal. But I did turn them in because they are also texting people asking for money. If you ask for money and you are impersonating somebody else, that is a crime. That is a crime. A crime. You could be prosecuted for that, especially if money changes hands. So people are just crazy, right? So I gave that one to my advocate, and I gave the one who is now added a subscription link to them. So I gave them those two. So the ones that have asked you for money, the ones who are like literally DMing you, send me the links to those, because I will send it to TikTok and they will take them down. I personally got a telegraph but reported it. Yes, that's scary to me. It's crazy that people go through all this trouble to get, no, well, Lori, we know that. No laws are ever enforced anymore, apparently. I can't go there. Don't get me started, girl. Don't get me started. Hello, Guaco. So anyhow, please, it's getting bad. My accounts are getting more prominent because apparently they think I'm going places. I'm rising high and I'm making money, so they want to jump on the same gravy train, if not get more. So y'all just be aware, be diligent, and be like that 40,000 subscribers to somebody who's just reposting my videos, you guys. They're not doing anything. They're just looking to swindle. Oh, look, you said swindle us, Peter. Yeah, theft by swindling. Yes, please start watching. I have 3 accounts. No variation, no underscores, no things in between anything, no uppercases, nothing. All lowercase Mrs. D-Cell NorCal. Period, my big one. Mrs. D-Cell NorCal 2. That's it. Mrs. D-Cell NorCal 3. That's it. And if you look at any of the other ones, they're variations. And their videos tend to be stolen and screen recorded, so they are worse than what I provide. So you got to pay attention to what you're liking and who you're following. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh shit, did I follow the right person? Oh shit, maybe I'm not following this account. I thought I was. And then they automatically like it. You should have been with me when you get the 15 buffaloes. I'm telling you. You complain about people so much, let your husband hear you complain. Sally, let's keep Sally in here for a minute, because I know you guys are quickly to poo-poo. Oh, you can still hear me, Sally. Let me tell you something, Sally. My husband, do you think my husband doesn't watch my fucking lives or my videos? Another thing, I was talking about people getting swindled. I was talking about people taking advantage of my followers, right? By asking for money. How is that complaining? Is that complaining to you? Because to me, that's protecting people. For fuck's sake. Yeah. Ride, Sally, ride. Try not to get bucked off your horse. But I'm afraid you just got bucked so hard and you fell flat on your face. Sally, ride. Oh, Sally, ride. Off my fucking page to your next destination. Ride, Sally, ride. And first of all, who was fucking complaining, girl? That was you. From both of your fake accounts. Block, report, block, report. Sally's just jealous. I always seem a bit aggravated. Well, that's because that's what you want to see with your eyes half closed, or maybe one eye closed and one eye half open. Remember, your choice is how you view, right? How you choose, user, to view the world is you. It's your shit. It's not other people's shit. It's your own problems. So reflect on yourself before you attack others. There you have it. Word of the day. Some wisdom by Danielle. There you have it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anyhow, who's next? Who's next? Just beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. No one wants to be defeated. No, I could spend all day. Why is everybody focused on my fucking Red Bull? Now, if I had an iced coffee out here, would you say the same thing? If I had, by the way, this is still half full. It takes me an hour. Takes me an hour to finish this during my life. But people always want to pick on my Red Bull. I don't drink coffee. That's my coffee. 80 milligrams, look. 80 milligrams in a day. And well, I might have a soda later, but let me show you. 0 sugar, bad for you because, you know, it's got sucralose, sacralose, whatever you want to say. Where's that? I can't see. 80 milligrams. 80 milligrams. Some people, that's less than 1 cup of coffee. Ugh. I just can't. It's like a trigger for people. Shit, I should just drink it with a fucking mask on and a woman's rights shirt on, too. Anyhow. Anyway. What else is going on? EJ88888. That's not appropriate. Remove. Add user. Report. Oh, good. Can you report them, Kim, so I don't have to do it? Jesus. People on here telling me to take it off. I mean, are we 12? Are you really? I mean, how old are these people? I wish they had pictures of the offenders. You know, you have these pictures of, you know, old men, mid-age men, women acting crazy. I would love to see every person who trolls. I would love to see their face, their whole person. I'd love to see it. It's not fair because, you know, you see me and you can make fun, but I can't give you any shit back if I don't know what you look like. I have one and drink another. Red Bulls. Fuck. I'm cranky, right? I might have 2 Red Bulls today. No, I wouldn't, because that would give me heart palpitations. But I might have a soda. Yeah, I might have a soda. You're going to give me shit about that? Fuck. Nobody just stops. Everybody has an opinion about something. Can I just enjoy my Red Bull in peace without people having to pick apart every fucking thing about me? They spoil it, and that's why we have membership lives. Too dark in mom's basement for photography. Oh, I was like, huh? See, I get it. And they don't put their pictures up. I want to see everybody. Everybody who trolls should have their picture up so I can see what you look like. I can see the miserableness on your face. I can see the anger. I would love it. Yeah, so I can tell you that I was never I used to drink Go Girl. Remember Go Girl? Back when I worked. Coffee, I would try, like, and I would always have like a Go Girl. Back in the day when I could drink coffee, I would have coffee in the morning, 1 cup, because that's all I could do. And then I would have like a Red Bull or Go Girl at like 3, because that's when I would start plummeting. I'd just get tired. And it's 80 milligrams, So I always tried for these because they were no sugar and they were only 80 milligrams. Now, it's very hard to find, most everyone's are 1 to 200, and that's just way too much caffeine for me. What kind of soda do I like? So I just bought 2 sodas that I haven't tried. I've tried Pepsi Zero, which I kind of like, and I just bought Dr. Pepper Zero because everybody's telling me to do that instead of the diet. So I have connoisseurs of, the soda, the pop arena. So I haven't tried it yet because I just haven't wanted a soda. So I kind of go in and out. I don't drink a soda every day, and then sometimes I drink 1 a day. It just depends on my mood. I was drinking Coke Zero for a while because I really liked that, but then I was challenged to try the Pepsi Zero and the Dr. Pepper Zero. So they're in my refrigerator right now, but I haven't had any yet. My son has been drinking the Dr. Pepper Zero. He loves them. LaCroix. I like LaCroix too, but gosh, I can't do the lime. I like the other flavors. And I just bought bubbly. Does your son want to stay in construction? He's not in construction anymore. He quit right before my birthday, and he's doing nothing, just living off of mom and dad's dime. He's starting to get school though. He's starting school in August, so he wants to try to head back into school. Pepsi Max, way better. Oh, really? Oh, Joe, that's really sweet. Yeah, Dr. Pepper had 0. Me neither. I thought it was just Dr. Pepper, and so, yeah, I have it. So I really want to try it. My stomach doesn't react well to soda. Really thing is I can drink this, and it doesn't hurt my stomach, right? But but soda kills me. It's probably the aspartame or however you say it. I don't know, but I have to be ready to run to the bathroom if I drink a soda. So it's kind of, and yesterday was a really tough day with my IBS, and so I couldn't do it. But I can drink sparkly waters, which is really weird. So it's not, at first I thought it was carbonation. So I know it's not that, so it has to be the other shit. Strawberry, oh, I can't do the strawberry. But y'all love the cream soda. The cream soda one isn't my fave. I've had it before, and y'all love it, but I don't like it. It's just, I'm not a big cream soda fan. So I just bought the bubbly. Bubbly was never a fan of mine, but it was on sale, so I bought it. I saw people get to, they piss me off all the time. Yeah, Melody, and I have, and like I tell everybody with my temperament and my reactions vary from day to day, depending on how my emotional state is, right? For a year or so after high school, I didn't go to college right away because I didn't know what I wanted to do. It worked best for me. Yeah, and who knows, Sarah? He may try it again and not like it. We've just been patient with him. I kind of want him to go into trade school, but he wants to go into business. Anyhow, it's whatever. Yes, I love the flavored water. Cream soda way better than yours. Oh, really? In South Africa? Good old 7-Up. 7-Up's good with vodka. So, some days I'm down and out, and if I'm sad, and if I see how the video's going, I stay away from it because I can't take it because I know my limits. I try to follow my boundaries of how I'm feeling for the day. Today, I'm just cranky. And so when I'm cranky, I'm ready to fight back. So that's what's hard is because I can't fight back like I would. You know what I mean? I can't fight back like I normally would, right? Because I get blocked or I get banned. So unfortunately, I don't have the freedom of speech like others do. But so today when I'm testy, I have to be more sarcastic and use it a little bit more wisely. But I know that after a while today, it was building, my blood pressure was going because I wanted to attack. I wanted to bite. I wanted to pounce with venom. And I just can't do it the way I want to. So, I may not go on it, because I know I can't do what I want to do. And when I'm in this mood, I might likely do what I want to do and then get in trouble for it. So I know when to stay away. Yesterday's video, you know when videos go viral, which I think virals are maybe over 150. What do we classify? I don't know. But I think anything over 150,000 followers, views within 24 hours, I think is a viral video. So yesterday's video went viral. I think I woke up to over 300,000 views. And normally when they're that high, there's a lot of negativity on it, right? So you have to brace yourself and prep yourself for, yes, there's positives as well. But sometimes, depending on your moods, you hyper focus on the ugly and forget about the good's there, but it's harder to focus on the good, right? So the way that the numbers were going on today's video, it might end up being viral again. So again, lots of negativity. And today is just not the day. Today is just not the day. I know my limits. And as much as I want to go back and watch or look, I know I can't. Because I'm going to get in trouble. Because today is the day that I lose all tongue. So I have to be mature and I have to be a respectable human to know where my boundaries are. And it shows my true colors by not going back and telling them what I think. Sherry, you thought wrong. I'm not leaving TikTok. What was funny was I canceled my subscriptions on TikTok. And then something fun happened. I got an advisor for TikTok, which means they help support me. It's like my own personal support system where I contact when I get banned and I contact when I get violations and I contact when people are attacking me, and they send it off and they look into those things and take the proper course of action. So TikTok is growing. TikTok is finally changing and helping the creator themselves with, the hardships that come along on TikTok for creators. So once I knew I had support, I started regaining my followers on the main channel, because my third account, they're still working on to hopefully replenish my live access, and try to get a better handle on my account and what people are doing by mass reporting. So I've got a team working on it, which is nice, and it gives you some hope. I was never going to leave TikTok. So if you thought that or you heard that, I had never said that. I just said I was going to just do with what I could with TikTok, but do mostly my lives and stuff on YouTube. But when you have a support team now, it's easier to stay and do those things. It is a slow process because I think I gave her all that information, a week ago, and I still haven't heard back. They have, they're rolling this out for a lot of creators, right? They're trying to, so it's going to be it's a new program they're doing. So I'm sure, she didn't get back to me for a month, right? Because she was like, I'm sorry, we're rolling this out and I just totally looked you over and blah, 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 and, so on and so forth. What is the benefit of multiple accounts? Michael, there is no benefit to multiple accounts. But when you are hated upon as much as I am, you need them as backup accounts. And a lot of creators who get banned a lot and get mass reported a lot have multiple accounts for that reason. And TikTok doesn't like that. I mean, TikTok does not like you having multiple accounts. It makes things more difficult. But, they got to fix the system. If they don't want us to have multiple accounts, then they need to fix the system for those of us who get bullied and harassed. So, do you consider yourself to have a high quality of life? I don't really know what that means. It's very ambiguous. Just to make sure, what are your official accounts? There are so many I see. Everything is, so if you look at my handle name on this live you're following, there is no variation of capital letters in my name. There is no underscores. There is just Mrs. D Cell NorCal, Mrs. D Cell NorCal 2, and Mrs. D Cell NorCal 3. It's plain and simple, all together, all lowercase, no numbers, no symbols, no nothing. And it's all in my link tree too. Yeah, and there is 40,000 people of you that are following a Danielle page. That is not me. 40,000 people of you. So make sure you're not following that page. And I don't know what variation of Mrs. D-Cell NorCal it is, but you guys need to clear that up and stop. And they come after you. They ask you for money. They talk to you. They try to engage because they want to suck you in to money, right? And some of you fall for it. And some of you, obviously 40,000 people, think it's me, and they have fallen for that and are following these people. So you guys need to pay attention to who you're liking and what videos you're liking and make sure you have the right account. Do I ever think about taking Ed? No, Ed cannot travel at all. Yeah, and it's really, that's something like, TikTok knows about. TikTok, but it's hard for them to, how do you combat that? They don't know, they don't combat that. And I think part of the ways that they're, a blue check mark helps, right? A blue check mark really does help. So we're going to try to get Dan blue check marked, which we don't understand why it's not being processed, because he has Wall Street Journal, AARP, he has all these articles and stuff that they want, right? But I know half the people who have the blue check marks don't have those type of accolades. So it doesn't make sense why he was never able to get it. So we're going to try a different process to get it approved. And then she wants me to use the same articles that Dan did because she's like, I'm looking at it like you're part of that journey. You're part of that. Bye, Mary. Love you. Thank you so much. And so she's like, once we get it for him, I want you to do the same process, because even though Dan's being interviewed, it's still you're part of that. So she's like, that's the only way I can see to get you a blue check mark. She goes, they are very secretive over there. So we don't know, but I understand what you're saying, because I know some of these people don't have the accolades that they're asking for to get the blue check mark. So it's just a lot. So it's really a lot. Like, I don't know, like Josh Pett comes to mind, he has 150,000 followers or whatever he had, and he has a blue check mark. Now, I know he hasn't been interviewed by AARP, Wall Street Journal, numerous news stations, and everything else that comes to it. Been on a podcast for PBS, did a show, and I'm thinking to myself, how the hell did he get a blue check mark? Right? And Dan can't even get one? Holy fucking shit. Like, it's crazy. So, I know that it helps to have that, but if you don't have it, this new program they are rolling out, hopefully it's got some, hitches and bumps and bruises, but hopefully it'll help those of us recover things quicker and be more protected, right? So she was so cool, but she got so big. Oh, Michelle. Yeah, mine won't get any bigger than she is. So anyhow, I'm trying to work to get that too, so we have a little bit more protection. And Dan's, the stuff's still sitting on the table. He hasn't done it yet. They will shut down TikTok. I don't know. I think if something happens to TikTok, it'll be changed, and who knows what'll happen, right? I mean, nobody has a magic 8-ball. Shit, we can't even tell you who's going to win the election, or what's going to happen with, I don't know, any big events. So, it is what it is, you guys. I'm just trying to build my brand is what I'm doing. I've been lucky so far in my journey, and more opportunities have been coming in for me. And, Dan pretty much retired from law for social media. It's given us a great outlet to be at home, to take care of Ed both together, and be able to do what we love doing, and make money. Now, he made more money being a lawyer. Let's be real. We ain't making that much money, but we're making enough to pay the bills. Yeah. And right now, who knows, some of these opportunities that we have on our plate, can help a little bit more and give it us bigger and having more options to do things that, God damn it, we deserve. We do a lot. We have done a lot for people in the past. My husband bends over backwards for a lot of people. He's really, sometimes he doesn't charge people at law. He just does work. He does a lot of pro bono stuff just to help others. And, why people frown upon, getting lucky or, whatever they look at being good with, hi, Keems, social media. We got fortunate. We got lucky. People fell in love with Grandpa, and I was able to develop my own platform. That's luck. You know, I got lucky to be able to grow from my journey with Grandpa and move a little bit further away from that because of everything else that I do and I can give to others, right? The lasting memories, right? Dan primarily focuses on Grandpa. Look at what I do. I'm doing so much more than just Grandpa, right? I'm writing a book that'll eventually is hopefully going to be, you know, a series of different things. I want to write a kid's book about Millie Pig. That's a dream that Dan and I have always had, you know, and now we have the opportunity with friends and followers and people who are supporting us. It's the community together that rises above and helps one another out. And if I can get one of my lucky followers and who become friends over the years and get them to earn a little bit more money by me helping them and them helping me, fuck, how cool is that? You know, and that's one thing that Salingers are loyal people until we can't be anymore. So if you're here for the ride and we get something out of it, you will be forever grateful. We will forever. No, that came out wrong. You'd be forever. We'd be forever grateful. Shit. And it takes a village, and that's what people don't see, is that I work hard every day, you know, to build my brand. I'm not just taking care of Grandpa, right? I'm not just taking care of my house. I'm not just taking care of my kids, because I still am taking care of them even though they're out of my house. I'm doing everything else and still trying to build a business. I want to be safe if something happened to Dan. I want a legacy. I want my kids to be like, holy fucking shit, my mom's a badass bitch. You know, look at what she did. At 48, she started in social media because Dad had this crazy notion and this crazy fucking viral video that he forced her to get into. She got into it and she became what she is today. Wow. Wow. Pretty cool. And I'm working hard. I'm hustling. I'm trying to build my brand. I have so many ideas and I'm hoping to have more. For my family, you know, for my family, so I can contribute and aid and help them more with school and do all these things I didn't have the ability to do before. So thank you, yes, to Grandpa, and thank you, yes, to my husband who had this crazy idea that turned into something fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. My brand, you'll see it when I release it. That's right. My brand. Yeah, my personal brand, that has nothing to do with Dan. My personal growth, that's what I'm doing. So when I break out my website, you'll see it, and you can join it, or you don't have to. It's your choice. I'm doing merch, yeah, and the merch, we have big things down the line with the merch. You know, we're gonna start off slow, and I have more ideas that are coming. So I'm trying to do my best I can. And thank you for the people who support. And those of you who are angry and bitter and jealous, well, you too can put in the hard work because I bust my ass every day. I'm not sitting back and I'm not expecting things to come to me. I get out there and I'm working my ass off every day. So stay tuned for some badass shit. Badass shit. And you have a choice. You can support. You can be part of the community. You don't have to. I don't give a fuck. But I'm proud of myself, and nobody's going to take that shit away from me. No one. Oh, I know, and that's down the line. If you are a member, I gave you a little sneak peek of one of the shirts, the back of the shirt. I left the brand out just because I want it to be a surprise for everybody. Bye, Cheryl. I want the surprise to be for everybody. So I just gave you one of the ideas, one of the shirts that is finalized. We have another shirt that we finalized today, which is going to be, we're going to do like a red door kind of, like view into the merchandise, you know, which is the more inappropriate stuff, the fun stuff, like, you know, get your peck today, or, you know, I can give 1 fuck, 2 fucks, 3 fucks, 4, you know. So we have a lot of fun little ideas coming in. So, Tina, I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. So yeah, it's just fun. It's exciting and it's new. And, you know, I just I just hate how people don't think that social media that's an easy job. Because it's not. It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. And I was a manager of a daycare center of 40 people. And I can tell you that social media is one of the hardest, is probably harder than I have ever, worked with, just dealing with people's, anger and jealousy and hatred towards you, all the interpersonal relationships that you develop, managing friends and losing friends and trying to build audience and trying to come up with, all different ways to try to, make a living and try to support your family and, trying to be creative and doing the best you can and always thinking and always trying to hustle to get to that point while doing something you love. I hated being a manager. I hated doing what I did, but I love doing this because I reach so many people, and the people who always message me every day, you guys tell me on here, oh my God, Danielle, I've lost weight. Oh my God, thank you for getting me on my treadmill. I needed to hear you today because, I'm having a shit day. And you are a constant reminder that yes, I can be brave. I can be courageous. I can set my boundaries, and I sure as hell can be the badass bitch that I am meant to be. And that goes for bruh too. You don't have to just be a bitch. You can be a badass bruh. Sob when I say it, it can be because I know I also have a lot of men that like to join in. And some men aren't assertive, and some men have their own issues. And boundaries are important. Boundaries are important. And sometimes you guys need some reminders of some shit because some of you are the same. But, anyhow. So I try to keep it, that's my brand. That's my brand. Yes, TMF. Woo! I did that for a while, and I'm scared as shit for it. So I would never go back. Once I turned my back on that shit, Dan was like, well, you take some time and then go back. Nope. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. No. No, thank you. So, and then I stayed home. Luckily, my husband made a good living. He ended up loving me home, taking care of the kids, being there for anybody who needed something. If he needed something, I could run it down to the office. I was everybody's, bitch. Honey-do. Honey, I need this. Can you do this? Can you run up to can I give you, that's what I did. And he loved it. And then when we were very selfish in our ways and we would go off on weekends, I had the flexibility to be like, okay, Marissa, I need you. Can you come? Sure thing. And we could go. So, it was great. It was a great opportunity, and we made a shit ton of money for a long time until we didn't. And now we're hustling on social media. But it was a joke, kind of, just a weird way of saying it. But so no, and I love it. I love doing it. Sometimes it's just I don't want to, and sometimes I gotta know when to take my days off. So I just do the best I can, you guys. Trying to help you as well as helping me, because when I'm here it also helps me. So that's it. With that being said, tonight is a subscriber live, a member live. So if you're not a member or subscriber yet, remember, time is ticking. Time is of the essence. I'm still trying to build. I have some numbers I would like to get to before I go solely, strictly members and subscribers only. Members are YouTube, subscribers are TikTok. Make sure you subscribe on TikTok to the right account. The account that's asking you for subscriptions only has 3,000 followers. Be smart, people. Hi, Fupa. How you doing? What did I see last time? I saw you drawing. Was that the last video I think you put up there? I think. I don't know how long you paid for either. I don't have all that. You guys have to micromanage who you paid for or how long you paid for. What I can tell you is if you lose, go into Apple. I think if you have Apple, I think you could, some graffiti. I saw that. That's pretty badass. I almost typed something like, I hope we don't go around town, putting those on the walls. But that's talent. I mean, graffiti is an art, right? When you look at it. So I was impressed. So I think if you have Apple, you can go in and look in your subscriptions to see if you have a reoccurring. A lot of you come back and you ask me, well, Danielle, I can't comment or I can't blah, blah, blah. Most likely you only did a month then. Because if you can't comment and you think you're a subscriber, you didn't do the month to month. I don't know how it works because I've never subscribed to anybody, but I know that most of the time either your credit card changed or you just really aren't subscribed anymore because you didn't hit the reoccurring charge. So if you only do a month at a time, it's going to kick you off from the day that you sign up, for just 30 days. So if you get in that habit and you go on and you're like, subscriber live, it's a member live, I can't get on, well, think, I'm probably not a member anymore because I didn't do the right thing. So check your subscriptions. I don't know how you check them on an Android, have no idea. But I know with Apple, you can go into your subscriptions and see it that way. Hi, Emmy. Thank you. And thank you, Travel Guru. I've seen the presents that you have been gifting. I appreciate it. Or they need your credit card. I told you. Carrie said she gets notified when it's about to expire. So if you don't manage your emails, you're not going to know when it happens too. Android is like, no cap. Bruh, you want to fight? I'm in a fighting mood, bruh. So I appreciate it, Travel Guru. I really do. Anything you guys do for me, being here ultimately is the best gift that you could give me. Just the little support, even if you're popping in, you're popping out, you're doing all those things. It's the daily support that I see, and I see you. I see my regulars, and that's really everything I need. Everything else is just icing on the cake. Your likes, your tappings. Mary always graciously gifts me too much money on YouTube. It's not necessary, but I know some of you, that's the way you show your love and your support. So I have learned to accept, as hard as it is, the gifts, all those things. I know that those are the way you show your appreciation to me, even if you send me something or give me gifts on here. So at first that was really hard for me to fathom, but I've learned to accept that because everybody has their signs, the ways they show love and support. So I appreciate everything you guys do. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate it. I see, Tracy, I told you. Have you ever tried Celsius? Yeah, I can't. I was going crazy, XO, with my anxiety, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And the breathing, with the caffeine amount. And so I was like, fuck, this shit has 200 milligrams. I can't do it. It was just too much. I could do 80 milligrams, the short cans, much better. I also liked the Alani. I couldn't do that either because it was 180 milligrams. So then what I was doing is I was trying to drink half, and then if I needed it, I would drink the other half later. But then sometimes I was finishing the can, and I was like, oh my God, what was I to do? I just forgot I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh my God. And then I'm just going crazy. Start drooling and shit. So this is the only thing that I can drink in the morning time that is a reasonable amount for me is the 80 milligrams. And that's it. And I don't drink it in it takes me about 45. I mean, there's still one sip. So it takes me pretty much my whole morning routine to finish one. So I try to, it's almost like you can't catch your breath. I'm like, am I dying? And then I'm like, no, I fucking had, 200 milligrams of caffeine. So anyhow, what is Grandpa doing? He's probably just sitting there watching TV. I did a video the other day of what the morning looks like and why Dan and I can have so much time to do what we need to do in the morning. I got a headache from doing that. I got dizzy, hyperventilating. And it's because he's the most mellow all day long. He doesn't really talk. You can see sometimes when Grandpa, oh my God, you almost had a heart attack? Oh shit, I don't even know what red line is. But that sounds like a heart attack in a can. And you can tell sometimes when he does the coffee chats in the morning with Grandpa, he's still not up. He's kind of slurring, and you can always tell when Grandpa's tired by the ones he just he slowly like mumbles and stuff. And shit, Jamie. Well, first thing, you should not drink in red line, because red line means you're flatline. You're dead. Girl. Anyhow, anywho, that he's good by himself. He sits at the table, y'all, by himself. Can you believe that?
He eats breakfast by himself, and we leave him at the table by himself. Oh my God, Tracy, when I put cartoons on for Ed, because I do that sometimes, and he'll just giggle. He just giggles. He laughs. And so sometimes I feel bad for putting him on, but sometimes it really entertains him. And I feel like such an ass, but I'm like, here, let's switch the fucking news. We had Me TV on for a while too. But yes, he sits at the table by himself. Y'all who think that we should sit down with him all the time, that's not reality. And that's not what happens when you're at home and you're caregiving for somebody. When you're at home caregiving for somebody, it's impossible to devote I'm not going to sit also on a couch with him all day long to keep him company. Who has time for that? That's not reality of in-home care, right? It's not reality of in-home care. We do our thing, and he acclimates to our environment just fine. He's used to eating by himself. What do you think the fuck he did when he lived by himself for all those years after my mom died? He ate alone, at a table, in front of the TV, on a fucking TV tray. That's what he did. Secondly, he eats different times. I don't eat breakfast like that. He sits there, and most of the mornings he will sit there, if he doesn't go to the couch, to sit down and watch TV, because he's content doing that. He is happy. And typically, Dan's never really around. He's in and out. But when he's at a table, I'm in and out. I'm all over the place, right where he can see me every 2 seconds. I don't sit with him because I prefer to eat alone too, because I fucking can't stand the way people eat, right? Ed eats horribly. He always has, ever since I was a little girl. And now, with dementia, he talks with his fucking mouth full. And then he chokes. And then I have to worry about him giving him the Heimlich maneuver because he doesn't have the etiquette to not talk and eat at the same time. Second of all, I can't stand the way he eats. I have never been able to tolerate the way he eats. I used to get up from the table when I was a teenage girl and walk the fuck away. Hell no, I ain't sitting here with your fucking mouth chomping like that. And I would say that to him. Oh, Danielle, shut the hell, and food's coming out of his mouth. No, I will not subject myself to that type of abuse, ever. And if somebody else, Dan chomps like that, I can't handle it either. I eat by myself. We don't sit down like a family. We have never sat down like a family because my kids were sports kids. And I made dinner, and then we were every which way until 8 o'clock at night, right? So that's just not the way our family does it. It doesn't make it wrong. It doesn't mean we're disrespecting him, condescending to him, or anything of the sort. It just means that's how we do it. For his safety. And for our sanity. Misophonia is real. Last night, I literally had to walk away because the way he was slurping salad. How the hell do you slurp salad? And then you look at him and he's got lettuce dangling this way. He's got dressing dripping that way. And then he looks at you and talks and shit's flying out of his mouth with the lettuce still stuck on his chin and the fucking dressing spitting out each way. And then he starts choking. Don't talk. What? Don't talk. Yeah, that's why you don't talk. So no, that's why we don't sit at the fucking table with him. Multiple reasons. Shit. It's not that hard to understand. Stop projecting what you do at your house upon what we do at ours. Because it's not reality. What you think that should happen is not reality for most people who are caregiving in their house, right? Because we got shit to do. He's 92. He sits a lot. And he needs to sit because he's unstable on his fucking feet. Shit. Mitchell, bruh, you think Dan could do this job without me? And if you think so, you are also closed-minded. I get it. Girl, We're both fine-eyed girls. But it is the way it is. And, you know, those men and those women who have condescending remarks to make towards me and my relationship with my husband, shame on you. You act as though he doesn't live with me. You act as though he doesn't watch my lives. You act as though he's not my biggest cheerleader standing behind me saying, you go girl, you are one crazy motherfucker, but you do it well. And you're entertaining. Shit, sometimes I'm giggling just watching you. You don't think my husband loves me, supports me, watches me, lives with me? Some of you women are like, God, I hope Dan sees you complaining. He sees and hears everything. You think he lives in a fucking bubble? Kind of, because he sits in the room a lot, but he's watching this crazy. And he's laughing along with most of y'all. Thinking, God, this girl, she found her calling. You are funny. Sometimes he says to me, he says, I giggled. You were funny today. Well, thanks, dear. Thank you. Appreciate that. You know? So, stop commenting on my page with condescending remarks about my husband and what he should do to send me packing. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. You think he can handle this shindig by himself? Hell fucking no. He doesn't even know the first place to start. Brothers, I'm going to tell you, and women, I'm laying out the dog's collar for him and putting down the seats today for him because that's how inept he is to run this show. I am the one and only badass bitch that runs this show and handles it like the tight-ass ship it needs to be. He couldn't do it without me. And he appreciates everything I do for him and his family. So, y'all have it wrong. And if you're ever going to give me condescending remarks like that again, you're immediately busted out of my room. You can go and you can tell Dan because he tolerates that shit. I don't. There you have it. There you have it. No, I have to. Laura, I pack Dan. You think Dan can pack himself? Girl, when I leave, incoming wrinkles, they're already here because of my expressions. Yeah. And that's why I can't get Botox because my body eats it like Pac-Man because I'm too expressionate. The ladies at my thing, yeah, it does. It is triggering, right, John? It is triggering when people say, you need to sit with him. Oh, you just told him to sit. He's not a dog. Well, no shit. Who said anything that he was a dog? It's you for assuming. You're assuming that I think he's a dog. When you can't hear, Dennis, take your opinions and shove them up your beep. And they tell you, you're telling, yes, when you can't hear, you have to be short and direct, right? You have to be short and direct. Short and direct with the non-hearer. And as many times as I said sit, he still couldn't hear me, right? So he's sitting there looking for the okay from me. What did you expect me to say? Oh, Ed, you may remove the chair from the table and you can now sit down so you can eat. You think he would understand that? Do you think he would understand a full sentence when he can't even hear the fucking word sit? Think about it. Use your little pea-sized brains and think about it. Stop focusing on me. Focus on Ed and realize, why am I saying sit 5 fucking times? Because he wasn't hearing it. And you think a nice sentence would help him? John, that's what pisses me off, is that they think they know better. You would realize if you spent one day in my house, sentences don't always work. And instead of wasting my breath on sentences, when I know they ain't working, I go directly to one word. Nope, yep. You think he can hear thank you half the time? No. Well, you need to ask him how he's doing. You don't think we do? Just because I didn't do it in this clip means that I haven't asked him how the fuck he's doing? Y'all, grow the fuck up. Get some brain cells back, because y'all are missing the big fucking picture, right? Yep. That's all I gotta say about that. John, I know. Boy, do I know. People think they know Ed better than me. It's interesting, don't you think? It's very interesting. Wow, lady, you need to cook the jets. You're abusive. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words, woman. Is that another woman being mean to a fellow woman? Big surprise. Big surprise. So, anyhow, that's the way it works in my house. For a reason. Yes. And by the way, Dan uses simple phrases too. So, you all like to tell me how much you love Dan on my page. I get your meaning, right? I get your meaning behind that. I see the passive aggressiveness when you say that. Stay on his page. Much love. Yeah. Land, because they know better. And they just want to fucking be the fucking leech on my bumhole is what they want to be. You can complain normally. Why are you acting over the top? But were you here for it when I was acting over the top? That's the question I'm asking you today, Mr. Nobody. Were you here for it, watching, and it looks like you were? Maybe that's why. Yeah. I would love somebody to come in. All these little Nancy's and Karen's and Richards coming in here critiquing me. Somebody told me today, I would never leave my parent with you. After I responded, bye Medusa, after I responded nicely and sarcastically with her, and she said, well, just so you know, I would never leave my family member with you. And all I did was just put laughing faces because, girl, that's okay. I ain't asking for your family member to come join me. And boy, if I can train people to do what I do every day, to keep their heads up and stay motivated and to keep on pushing on. Girl, you may need this lesson later in life if you choose to care for your parent, that said parent you're talking about, because my guess is you probably sick that said parent in a home, unlike what I'm doing. I would leave and some people are like, girl, don't even listen to her. I'm ready to come over. Can you take care of me? That's right, I do it, and I can't help. Like my friend, Debbie and Candace, like they get mad at me because I'm like, okay, what do you want? What do you want? And they're like, girl, we're adults, but that's just my nature, right? I'm just a caregiver by nature. I know. Lena, come on over, girl, I got you. But I wonder why you give them so much attention. I've said this numerous times, Mr. Nobody, but because I'm in such a kind, sarcastic mood, I will tell you why I do it. I wonder, you don't have to wonder, with every attack that I get, I don't respond to every attack, but I do make a point to respond to some, because not only do I have boundaries, I'm trying to teach these people that their views and their retrospect on others is completely flawed because of their own with themselves. Did you get that, or should I repeat that again? So what I do is I try to point out, right, their projections to them, and maybe they walk away thinking about what I have said and how I have addressed it. And let me tell you, many times within 1 to 2 people of those that I do address, they come back and they apologize to me and say, I am sorry. You're right. I was having a bad day. Number 2, and I took it out on you. Or number 3, I assumed, or they come back later and they watch me a little bit more, and then they come back and say, I'm sorry, I left you a negative comment, you addressed me, and the more I watch you, I realize, and you know what, I apologize for everything negative I said. And that's why I do it, because For every 5 people that come and attack me, if I address them, 1 to 2 of them come back. If not right away, within a month or 2, and they watch and they ponder, and then they really open their eyes to see what I truly am. And a lot of the times that people form judgments, it's through their own eyes for what they choose to see. But they're not looking at the big picture. They're only looking on the negative things. I'm not perfect, nor I claim to ever be perfect. But they don't want to see the good that I give. They just focus on the bad words I use, or they focus on my tone because it's too harsh, or they focus on the things that they think are so inappropriate for me to do, which obviously shows my love and compassion towards everybody in my house, right? I am who I am. To Ed, to Dan, to my kids, right? My tone changes throughout the day depending on what I do and how much stress I have and how much stuff I have to do. Judy. And I know a lot of you people, I'm a cusser. And, I embellish a lot, to make it funny, because that's what I do. I just try to I turn my negative into humor for other people so you can laugh and you can relate. And sometimes I cuss more because of it. And I don't cuss a lot throughout my house. I cuss typically when I'm more pissed off. But I also use it sometimes in my embellishing of telling my stories to make it funny. What do you think comedians do? They do the same shit. And for those of you who hate the words, I appreciate you for sticking it out, because they do. People don't like the words I use sometimes, but they love me enough to push it aside. And some days I really try hard not to do it. And sometimes when I say words like, for the freak of love of God, whatever, you can see I'm really trying to make, and then the next sentence I use the fuck word. So I really try sometimes. Sometimes I don't give a shit because it's too much for me to think about, but yeah. I do the best I can. And I want to make it comical for you guys. I think that's why I use real life shit. And I try to make it humorous for my sake, because that's how I cope. I cope through my own negative feelings and my own negative situations by laughing and embellishing on it and trying to make it funny for you guys, because then I read your comments, you're laughing, you're doing this, and that shows me that I'm doing something good for you, right? At the end of the day, I just want to laugh. I want to be happy as I can be, and I want to do it with some sort of grace. And that doesn't happen all the time. I'm the most graceless person on the planet. And I am crass and I am vulgar. But that's how I get through the monotony of my life. My life is challenging, right? As is yours. And I try to find the humor in the negative and the and the stressful moments, right? I try to make it funny. Giggling away. See, Laura, I love that. That gives me laughter, right? When you guys are giggling, like I know, Judy, and I'm sorry. My intent is never to offend. The only time my intent is to offend or to make you see reason is when I attack back after being attacked upon, like in Talk to Gun. You do not fire unless fired upon. Duh. I don't just randomly attack people because it makes me feel good, or I don't have any. Why am I validating how I feel towards somebody else? I never go out of my way to leave a comment to somebody that I maybe don't like their interactions with, or maybe don't like the way in which they say that. Could you imagine? I would never do that to somebody because I have empathy. I know our personalities aren't the same. I know our lifestyles aren't the same. I know we grew up in 2 different places. Why would I take my time to leave something negative to them to hurt their feelings or to make them feel a certain way? I would never. And I don't do that. But what I do is I respond back to the ignorance. I respond back to the unintelligent, and I respond back to the people who don't get that they're projecting their shit onto others. That's what I do. That's what I do, and that's the only time I attack. I don't do it without being fired upon first. And 2 wrongs don't make a right. My mama always said that, but you know what? Gosh darn it. I tell you, I stand for my rights, I stand for my boundaries, and I sure as hell stand to put people in their place when they think they know better than me. there you have it. I will fight to the bitter end, and I will try to get them to see something and to see how they are wrong. And if they choose not to see that, then that's on them. But if they do take a moment and reflect and see that they were wrong and come back and apologize, which happens, I love it. And I say, you know what? I don't even know what you said, and I don't even care to know what you said. Thank you. Thank you for being a big enough person to admit your wrongs, right? Because it takes a big person to be able to come around and say, I'm sorry. It's harder than it's saying I'm sorry is harder than the criticism itself, right? It's easy to throw criticism out. It's easy to bash people. It's easy to throw your assumptions out. What's hard is to recognize when you're in the wrong. So when they do that, my respect for them goes up. I try really hard to do the right thing in life, right? I try to show my kids, I try to teach them what to do and how to do it with respect and dignity. And I'm still learning how to do that today. Social media has helped me in so many ways. It has been such a force for me in the last couple of years. Such an eye-opening experience, and I've used this experience, like I tell you guys all the time. Reflect upon thy journey and reflect upon thy things that happen, right? Things happen every day. Why does it happen? Ask yourself those things. Why is this happening, and what can I learn from these things, right? Social media has taught me and has made me open my eyes to so many new things. It has also helped me see the shit I was carrying, and I just needed to slough off to be more content, which can lead to more happiness throughout the days. I have grown so much in the last 2 years with Ed, with y'all, with myself, most importantly myself, because social media has people, kind, not kind, made me see something in myself that I've never seen, right? I saw my face. I saw my eyes. I was recognizing things that weren't just on the surface that you guys bitch about. You bitch about tone, whatever. You bitch about my one-worded, instructions for Ed, whatever, that doesn't matter. I saw sadness. I saw anger in my eyes. I saw a broken woman. That's what I saw at the beginning of my journey. That scared me. That reflection upon oneself is one of the scariest and most intimidating views I have ever seen, or ever even tried to see. I tell y'all all the time, reflection is key. You need to be able to see and be able to accept your wrongs, be able to admit when you're wrong, and be able to learn from those things that you know aren't so good that you did or said or whatever those things. Apologize or just try to fix a better reaction in everything. And while you guys were bitching about, my tone and my rudeness and my condescendingness and all the things you still bitch about today, when I have magically done a 360, I realize that that's not the truth. That's not the stuff that I need to focus on. The stuff that lies within, deep inside us, is the shit that drags us down. It drags us down, and so far down that we are also in the state of being in control, because we can't be content when we haven't even fixed ourselves. We can't ever find moments of happiness steady because we are broken. I saw a broken woman. I saw a very broken, disgruntled, sad, pained woman. When I looked at videos of myself, and I'm thinking to myself, holy shit, I need to do something about that. And that's when I morphed in my own little, tyrant on the treadmill with help from others, right? I had two big factors in that, girl, you got this, you can do this. And I morphed into my own butterfly, right? Aside from Ed, aside from Dan. They may have given me the stepping stones, but I have morphed into this butterfly, right? Of self-discovery and learning and reflecting and being able to tell you how I did it, right? And some of you have been along for this whole journey and has seen me from the start to where I am now. and you're like, holy shit, girl, you totally transformed, right? The real people, the people who have been here, the people who have their eyes open, the people who have the big picture, see the growth that I have. But the people who want to still stick and not try to fix themselves are the people who still stand grounded in the things that they have believed and haven't seen in the last 2 years. There was a woman the other day that, somebody, either Amanda or Kim or Rita or any of those warriors that go in to help people seek reason. She said, well, she's just rude, and Amanda said, are you new here or something like that? And she said, no, I've been watching her for 2 years and she's still the same. She's still consistently rude and condescending. And all you can do with a response like that is do one of these or shaking my damn head or, anything. You can't fight with somebody who is that close-minded. If you have been here for 2 years, and you're still saying I'm the same person today, you are focusing on the wrong things. You're still focusing on the things that aren't important, like my tone. The way I communicate with Ed. Really? Stop looking at me. I urge you, focus on Ed. Does he seem affected like you are? No. Huh. Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? And I'm consistently consistent with my tone in my condescending ways and the way I communicate with him. Well, I wonder why. That's consistent. At that point, you should think, oh, it must just be her personality. It's not the traits that are important in caring for somebody. My kids turned out fine. My husband still loves me, and Ed responds to me fine. That's my personality. You don't have to like it, but stop projecting and stop focusing on me. The bigger picture is Ed and how we relate and how happy he is and content. The real things that I have changed is what matters. My personal growth. The baggage that I had with Ed that I let go, which allowed him to stay in my house. Again, allowed, yes, him, Ed, stay in my house. That's what was important. Because if I couldn't get over the fucking PTSD that I had with that man, guess what? He would have been in a home and he would have already been dead. So if it wasn't for me, once again, Danielle strikes again, to figure it out and just keep on swimming, to make things happen, that was the greatest change that came from social media. I do not give advice on finances. Abort the mission, report them, and block them, Amanda. Hail to the no. I don't know anything about finances other than don't spend and save. There you have it. Those are trolls looking for money. People who have stolen my account. People who steal my videos. People who are trying to make a buck after people by luring and pretending to be me. Yeah, please abort them and report them. Maybe say something with regards to like stealing and or there's got to be something that puts your thing. It's so sad. So anyhow, that was my biggest growth with social media, is coping and trying to grow interpersonally and self-reflect on myself, right? And change for him and my husband, mostly for my husband, because I didn't owe anything to him at that present moment, but mostly did it another sacrifice for my husband. Oh, I gave somebody good, that's the only good that's the only financial advice that I have. Don't do it, don't buy it, and save. And don't use a credit card unless you can pay it off every month. There you have it. I'll take $50. So, the important things matter, not the surfacey shit. surfacey shit is cyclical, right? Are you ever perfect with your husband? Do you snap at, your husband, your kids? Yes. You guys, Ed's no different. He's in my house asking the same fucking questions every day at the same fucking time, 50,000 times a moment, right? It's frustrating. He can't hear. You have to yell. You have to scream. You have to get in his face sometimes because he still can't hear when you're yelling. Finding the right pitch, talking too much, and knowing when not to talk too much because you gotta save your voice because you can't hear the fucking detailed explanation. I do that day in, day out. It's exhausting. It's monotonous all day long. No, I'm not going to be perfect, right? No, I'm going to lose my shit sometimes. No, my tone might sound a little harsher in other times because that's life. That's life. And Robin, I'm sorry you've never seen me smile. I smile a lot on here. This is my time to shine. This is my time to smile. This is my time of fun. This is my time of reflection. This is my time of coping. This is my time to make people laugh. I'm always smiling on here, honey. I really am. Abina, you are so clueless with that statement because he's not your dad. His son has been treating him very well. And you know that how? Are you in my house every day witnessing who's treating him better? Let me tell you something. Some days Dan doesn't treat him as good, and I have to step into the plate, and vice versa. That's the laws of attraction, and that's what works in the house. Also, newsflash for you, Abina, I've lived with Ed longer than Dan ever has. You know why? Because he was my stepfather. Now what, girl? What? Now what? Huh? Who? What? Joke's on you. Miss Know-It-All. I love when people come in and they think they know it all. That was another case. Because he's not your dad. You're right. He's not blood related, for fuck's sake. That's for sure. But he was my stepfather, right? And I've lived with him since I was 5 years old. Joke's on you. Joke is on you. So now find another shitty analogy that you don't have. Well, because he's not your dad. You're right. You're right. But Dan was without his father at 8 years old. I moved into his father's house at 5. Lived with him till I was 19. Do the math. That's what I mean. Abina, whatever your name was. Assumptions make an ass out of you. Assumptions are ugly. That's what they are. Don't assume you know me and my family. Don't assume you know my situation. Because, girl, obviously you missed a bunch. Yes. There you have it. Josh is my half-brother, and Josh is Dan's half-brother. So there you go. Yeah. So, yes, for a quick shindig, my mom married Ed somewhere around 9 to 10. I don't remember exactly. I wasn't happy with it. Never liked the man, even when I met him at 5. And begged my mom not to marry him, but she didn't listen. Anyhow, long story short, I met Dan one time when I was 5, and then I didn't see him really for much time after that because I think I scared him. I scared him. He showed up thinking he was going to his dad's house, and there was a little girl at the house. What the fuck? So nobody really knew about my mom and me. They got married when I was 9 and 10. It's a whole long story. It's on YouTube, February 15th. But yeah, and then once my mom had Josh, the family started coming around a little bit more, and that's when I got the hots for Dan. I probably think I had the hots for Dan at 5, if I remember. I was like, oh, who's this? I have a play date. I was so excited, but... and the rest is history. We had an attraction for each other. He tried to fight me off until I was somewhat legal, and the rest is history. We married, and there you have it. He was hot. But Dan was fucking hot back in the day, y'all. I mean, I know some of you can't believe it, but that guy was ripped. He was, nice and svelte. He had a nice tan. He had golden hair on his forearms. I mean, that was sexy. He had hair. He was thin. And, my pheromones were going cuckoo at that time. So he fought me off as long as he could. I had plans. And they ended up working out. And here I am today. We don't have the same mother, or father. My mom and his dad had a child, and that child is Josh. And those are my nuggets, my baby nuggets that I spend time with. So, yeah, we're 6 years apart. He was hot. I was horny. You know what I mean? He was hot. Like, when you look up to the older guys in high school and you're like, damn, I'd like to. Anywho, that was Dan for me. I've just always been enamored by him. Now, not so much, but back in my youth, he was my thing. He was my being. He was my reason. I always look older than I really was, right? It was love at first sight. I was tingling. I was like, ooh, and he would just always be like, you're too young, stay away. Is this seat taken? Yep. Abort the mission. He wishes I was like that currently and presently, but I'm not. Why couldn't you be like you were when you were younger and we couldn't frolic? Because that was the excitement, honey. That was the excitement. Oh, gosh. These were good times. Good times. And then finally he couldn't succumb anymore to this beauty. And then, the rest is history. And then I moved out with him when I was 19. We came to Sacramento, and, well, here we are today. Was it weird for your families when they got together? No, it wasn't at all. I mean, my mom found out a way she shouldn't have found out, you know what I mean? It's unexpected. No kid wants their mother to find out how mine found out. It was not the greatest way of introducing her to the romance between Dan and Danielle. However, we digressed, and, my mom did the normal thing, like, not a big surprise, but X, Y, and Z, how do I know you're just not getting a little, and you don't really love her like you say you do, and, the whole motherly thing, and, yeah, oh shit was right. Oh shit was right. But when we told Ed, when I moved out of the house, when I graduated from high school, we told the family, and everybody was like, well, no shit, we spent a lot of time together, so people were like, well, no shit, his mom was maybe a little weird, even though she knew. It's like they knew, but they didn't know. And his mom was probably a little weird because she just was worried that maybe he would, Dan's a mama's boy, right? And vice versa. Like, she loves all her kids, but she's also very, I think just because of the situation, the divorce, and Dan didn't really grow up with the whole house and, all the complications with that. I think she has a special bond with him in a way. He was an accident, that type of stuff. And, but I think she was just worried that maybe, she would lose him. But other than that, she loves me, and she thanks me every day for taking care of that. I tried to send him back a couple times, and she wouldn't take him. She said no returns. Fuck. But no, I think she does appreciate me for putting up with all the bullshit, dealing with everything. I think she knows I'm a good woman. Yeah, she does. Why didn't I like Ed? It's a very complicated thing. I just didn't like him. I didn't like him at 5. I remember not liking him when I was 5. I remember looking at him like, I don't like this man. And I remember my mom dating other men, and I liked them but better. You know, they would buy me teddy bears, and, you know, they would bring me, you know, trying to sway the little girl into liking them. You know, Ed came over and he's like, hey, how you doing, champ? Ow. You know, just, he didn't have girls, right? He had one girl. And I don't think he was a good father to a girl, if that makes sense. Like, he didn't know how to adjust his fathering to each individual kid, their personalities and their sexes. And so I just never liked him. You know how dogs get senses? I had a sense. I just didn't like him. I just didn't like, you know, I don't know. I can't remember why at 5 I knew I didn't like him, but I remember crying when my mom said he was coming over. I remember crying when my mom would say that, you know, he was coming over, and yeah, the book will have more, but it may not be the first book that has it, but there'll be a series of, you know, things. But yeah, I used to cry. I just didn't like him. And it's not like he didn't do anything. I just don't, like, he just didn't relate to me. He didn't know how to relate to me like the other men. And when you're little, you know, you want somebody to get down on your level, and you want somebody to, you know, give you little treats and stuff, you know. Did you guys have a better relationship after you married? No, Pat. He drove me fucking nuts. No. He was here every day. I mean, they literally bought a house while my mom was still living. They built a house up here, and he was here every day. Every day. Didn't know boundaries, you know. No, Ed, today's not a good day. He would still walk in my house. No, nothing was repaired at that point. Nothing was repaired. Even after my mom died, nothing was repaired. There was a momentary lapse of sadness, and where I hugged him one time. I think that was the only time I hugged him. It was really weird. Because my mom, it was when we knew she was dead for the most part. Like, we knew she didn't have a hope. And it was a matter of time. Oh, I have tons of pictures. Yeah, but I don't share. I've had a really bad experience with social media and my mother. And my mom is very near and dear to my heart. And I didn't like the way she was used on social media as a pawn to get information or to find out more about my family. The ugliness that ensued surrounding her makes me so protective of her and her person and her information, that what I do is I share pictures of my mom, but I only do it with the members and the subscribers, because the people who pay money to have some peace and quiet on my lives, I know are the people who appreciate it and will never use that shit against me, even if I piss them off. So I don't just show her to the open forum. I show it only to the people. I keep it close, you know, my smaller spectrums of people, because it was really, really hard for me, and it broke my heart, the way they used her name, her obituary, and just slapped it all over social media for their own benefit. And I cannot let that happen to her, and I become a very different woman when that shit happens. That's my mom, you know? She died at a young age, and we're just using her as a pawn for your own fucking disgusting reasons. I can't do that, and I would never do that to her ever again. And I didn't even have the choice, and sometimes I still don't have the choice, because people go and they fucking search things up, and they get that information and they post it like it's me posting it. They take old pictures from my Facebook and they use it. That hurts me. People don't have the right, but they think they do. The people who have too much fucking time on their hands, the people who just want to make you hurt, the people who are sitting there for their own joy and disgusting behavior. And why can't we just let her rest in peace? Why do we have to rebirth a fucking tragedy in my life by using it for your fucking purpose? Not okay. So, I have been since that moment, it's been very, very hard for me to open up with pictures about my mom. And even with my members and subscribers, I've showed, but I'm still I get very nervous. I get very, it still makes me sad, because there are so many people out there that have unfollowed me, or who I thought were friends for years, and then they've gone off and done things with information that I've given them, or because I'm an open book, and they use it against me, so I'm still guarded. It's so raw. Oh, sorry, Shari. I hate that. That it's still hard for me to share as much with her pictures, and as much as I want to open up. And every day, you guys, I tell you, for my members and subscribers, I'm gonna give you like little tidbits of my new shirts that we're formulating. I'm gonna, like I did today for the members and subscribers, I'm gonna give you little excerpts of my book. That's something that I'm gonna keep doing for you guys to keep you in the know. And every day I'm like, okay, I'm ready to give you a picture of my mom, a better one, or a new one. And I just can't, it gives me anxiety. It gives me anxiety. So in time, I promise you, it's something I have to do, but it's hard for me. It's hard for me. My mom's been gone 1 week. Tomorrow has already started. I will take a charge for her mem. Ollie Cat, you're just beginning, honey. It's only just begun. It's only just begun, girl. This is 18 years in the making right here. This is 18 years in the making. Since I've lost my mom, and it's not easy. You're gonna have days, and you're gonna have years ahead that are just gonna be daunting, and just hang in there. It's a tough ride. It's really a tough ride. You have moments where like, yes, I feel good, and then you just burst out crying. Or you smell the smell, or this memory pops in, or you think you see her walking in the street, or in the shopping mall, and you're like, Mom. And you just lose it. I mean, there's been times that I have had to pull over on the side of the road, and here I go. Stop it. This is 18 years, girl. This is 18 years. My mama was my best friend. I would not cry. And she wasn't without fault. But yes. So, hang tough. Hang tough. Keep tissues in your car. Be ready to pull over. Girl, it's hard to cry through tears. And just be ready for the waves that you're going to get, because the waves of anger and sadness and depletion. You feel depleted. Like there were moments that I just how can I do it? But I had it easy because I had young kids, so that forced me up and it forced me to keep moving. But I don't think if it was my kids, if without my kids, I don't know where I would be today. Maybe an addict, I don't know. Maybe a lost cause. But my kids were there for a reason to get me through, because it forced me up and it forced me to keep moving. Hang tough. That's all I'm going to say. I wish I had that feeling. I know. And, for those of you who didn't have a good mama, I'm sorry, because it's a feeling like no other. And like I said, my mama was a flawed individual. She was a binge alcoholic. She pissed me off most days. But we grew up together. Yes, I will write about my mom in the book. Those days when we talk about my mom for the book is really hard for me, because it depletes me, right? For the book, when you it's just a series of questions, and for the specific chapters that we've lined out, and there will be more, right? There'll be more. It's a process. There's still some things I'm not comfortable with talking about in my book. I can't talk about it on social media, and there's still some things that I that will be private in the first book. Because I'm not ready yet. But I'm hoping if if things work out the way I plan, I'm hoping that it'll be a transgression, and, I'll be able to open up more and more about my family on my mom's side, and more, of the nuances that most of you don't know, because I can't share, because the world sucks, people suck. So I'm hoping I can. I'm hoping I can get there. I just wasn't ready. I kind of pulled back on a couple things, and I was like, I just don't think I'm ready yet. Is there a need? And she's like, nope. And I said, okay, let's just go with the no need thing. Anyhow, so it is going to be self-healing, yes. I don't know, Candace, we haven't gotten that far yet. There's still a process. We have to finish the book. We have to see if we can get it published. And if we can't do big time publishing, then we'll self-publish and then continue and hopefully somehow do it bigger as long as we can. It just smells old because this guy wanted her, but she was married to my dad. Oh no. Shit. I'm sorry, Lana. That's intense. And everybody has their stories, right? And I'm so sorry you never had the chance to build that bond with your mom. I'm sorry somebody took her from you. That was horrible. So I promise you guys, I will get better, and I will be more vulnerable, there's not much more I can be vulnerable about, but there's enough to where I'm still holding tight because it means a lot for me. My family traditions, my connection to my mom's side of the family is one of the most pivotal parts of my life for me. Dan didn't see it that way, but again, my feelings are my feelings. His are not valid in my neck of the woods with regards to my own fucking life. So it's hard. It's hard for me. But I will. I will change it.
You're still on?
I know, I gotta go. Well, we just got we just got stuck on topics and stuff. So anyway.
Are you kidding?
I'm gonna leave because now Dan's made me feel worse for being on, but I've seen the time.
What are you all doing on here? Go out and get something done today.
Well, we are. Just give me a minute.
A minute?
Anyhow, remember
Are
you
you
are.
having a close minute?
Remember, yes, I
your
was
closest friend?
until you came out. Remember, you are important, you are worthy, and you matter, and your feelings are just that, yours.
Why do I get so much of that Saturday Night Live feel, You're good enough, you're whatever enough, and doggone it, people like you.
Didn't I already explain to you I'm cranky as fuck today?
Crazy or cranky?
Both.
So how is that different from any other day?
It is very different because there's degrees in which the crazy and the cranky come out. And today is a very high, cranky, crazy day. So, anyhow. Oh, Carla, I'm so sorry. For everybody who's just lost their mamas or just recently, y'all haven't even begun the grieving process. Y'all are just in the handy-dandy stages of, what you think is grief. You don't even know. You have no idea how the rest of life goes without them and your feelings and your guilt and your fucking anger and your sadness and your craziness from not having your mama keep you in line. Oh, shit. Well, my mama. Today is the day I could use my mama, bitches. And that was one of the first feelings I thought today, too. It was like, I want to go with my mom. And I can't. And, oh, you did, Jennifer? Oh, my God. Jennifer's 62, and she just met her mother. My heart. Oh, my God, I could cry. I'm so glad. Jennifer's going to do it now. She's going to make me turn over here, these tears. I just can't. because I tell everybody it's never too late. It's never too late to make amends. It's never too late to let things go if you can. Because you know what? You will be thankful. Jennifer, you would be thankful, and you're going to make me cry. Damn it, girl. Who's cutting the onions? Who's cutting the onions? Jennifer, I've been doing so good today until you said that. She said it was an instant connection. I'm so happy for you. Damn it! You did it! You got me to do it. Oh. And that's why. That's why you do it. Sometimes you have to forgive because that's why you do it. You will never have a day of regret. When you don't take that plunge and when you don't take that initiation to do it, the guilt, the sadness after you find out they're gone, it's way worse than anything else. Trust me. Samantha, I don't have the key to grudges. I was the biggest grudge holder and still am to an extent, but I have learned to let go. My biggest grudge was Ed. Honestly, my biggest grudge that I've ever had was Ed. And Jennifer, I'm so happy for you. Thank you for sharing that, even though you made me cry. And I've been doing so good all morning. It's so amazing. She's 89. It's like my friend Emily. She hears me talk all the time. It's not worth it, you guys. Repair for yourself, if not for them. Fuck them. But do it for yourself. And my friend Emily made it. She found her dad. She communicated, and she was with him for 2 weeks before he died and held his hand while he died. When she sent me that letter, that email, and told me, thank you, thank you. Because if I didn't listen and take the plunge and initiative to do that, I would have never had that opportunity. That's what I do for people. Not saying that you did it because of me, but I'm saying it. Those are the types of things that people listen, and then they do, and then they go, and then they send me, and I'm like, holy fucking shit, and I start crying like a fucking baby. Ugh. Jennifer, that made me really happy. And that is exactly why I say, don't wait, you guys. It's never too late. Well, it can be too late, and you just made it. So whatever relationship you can have with her, girl, keep doing it and keep going until the inevitable. And sorry it took so long. Sorry it took so long. I've been estranged from my dad for 12 years. I think you need to pay him a visit. I do too. Please do. I have, and I gotta go because I cannot be on here all day. I got other shit to do, you guys. But just one more quick thing. I have so much guilt with my dad. Anger. I pushed him away. Rightfully so, right? Because my emotions are valid. My feelings are valid. And then, as my mom was dying, he tries to commit suicide. Was it about a month before my mom died? As my mom's trying to fight for her life, my dad's trying to escape his life. My mom was pissed. I was pissed. I was just numb because I'm like, how is this my situation right now? My mom's mad. She's freaking out. She happened to be there the day I got that call. Ironically, that day, they were talking about the will to Dan, and then I got that call. So then I pushed him away further, right? That was the nail in the coffin. How do I deal with it? My mom dies a month later. My dad's still recovering in the hospital thinking somebody shot him, and he didn't do this to himself. He lost, short-term memory loss, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't handle it, and I just said, fuck you, for the most part, right? I can't do that. My mom died, right? While you were trying to end your life, and you have been such a huge disappointment for me all my life, and this is what you're doing, you selfish motherfucker. He lived for 2 years with a bullet in his brain. Tina, it was on a live. It was on a live February 15th and February 16th of this year. So you got to look back in the lives for February 15th and February 16th. Now, during this process since their death, right? My mom, 18 years, my dad, 16 years. I have developed a lot of wisdom, a lot of self-discovery in that time, and realized I fucked up. I fucked up. I fucked up. How selfish of me. And he died alone in his chair in his apartment, a completely different man than he was the day he walked into that hotel room with a bottle of Jack, a gun, and a bottle of Oxy. If I could change anything, even though he didn't have his memory, he lost his short-term memory. I fucked up. I fucked up. And that guilt I have today, because of that, is so excruciating. Take it from me. Have your goodbyes. Repair if you can. Learn to set aside your emotions and what is right and what is wrong. I couldn't do that at that time. I couldn't do that. And the regret is so much worse. At 50, even at 48, at my brother's wedding, I wrote my maid of honor speech. Or my best man speech. And I said, the one thing I have learned over this journey of life and loss is to accept the people for who they are, appreciate what they give, and know that they are only doing the best they can. I hold no more grudges towards my dad. I'm sad that today he doesn't know it's okay to not be okay. I wish he got the help he needed to keep him from thinking that he wasn't enough, but he was enough when I look back. He was enough, and I should have valued what he was able to see, give. And what he was able to give today, I would give anything to experience one more time. Emotions get in the way of a lot of things. They help us form grudges. They help us form anger. They help us build up walls. It's not worth it. For me, it wasn't worth it. And I live with those mistakes. That, my friends, is also a part of the journey social media has helped me gain and learn I didn't have the same insight. I didn't have the same wisdom. But time, more experiences, different bumps in the road has made me believe you can't change a person unless they change themselves. Instead of wanting them to be somebody they don't know how to be or somebody they aren't, we need to focus on the things that they do give and the benefits that they provide. We all have faults, you know. We all fuck up. We all screw up our kids some way, somehow. But emotions can keep us from progressing. I know, Angel. Emotions sometimes build the walls too high, and that anger is so tough that we can't get beyond that. And that's what fucks us up. And then it becomes too late to repair because we learn too late how to repair. And then we live with guilt. AS, you don't have to follow for him. This is my channel. You don't have to be here. The choice is yours. It's fine. So anyhow, those of you who have built those walls up, those of you who there is a hint of possibly, what's the word? My brain is dead at this point now. I'm just exhausted myself. Those of you for reconnecting, don't miss it. Do it now. Because this is not a fun way to be after the fact. Let it go. And sometimes the first step of letting it go is to take that fucking first foot forward, making that phone call, showing up on their porch and doing it. And I tell you, things start changing when you start putting in the effort. That's how I did it. There's no miraculous thing. It's like there's no miraculous recovery for a face in a jar. You know, you have to put in the work to fix yourself. It doesn't come unless you put in the time. Fab looks, you can't, and this isn't one more thing. You guys are going to keep me on here all day. It's not for you to worry about how to change your daughter into seeing that she's missing out, right? Our kids get mad at us. Our kids stop seeing us for whatever they have formulated in their own heads. It doesn't make them correct. It doesn't make them right. But you can't change how they think and how they view you or your situation. The only thing you can do, and listen to me loud and clear, the only thing you can do for a child who's removed themselves from the family is hope that one day, before it's too late, they will come and say, I'm sorry. You bought weights? Yay. That's the only thing you can do. You can't change the situation. The only thing you can do is hope to God one day they don't feel like I do. Because they are the ones missing out. They are the ones that have created this thing in their heads that they believe is reality, when in essence it may not be, or it may be a heightened version of the reality. But their feelings matter too. And that's how they feel at this present moment. It's not up to you. It's up to them to change and to see the truth. That's it. That's all I have to say on that. And I can't tell you guys that enough, right? I, fortunately, so far have not had to deal with that, but I know enough from situations that you can't change their thought process, right? Just like my dad couldn't change me or make me believe something other than what I felt and what I expected. Kids have expectations in us. Kids have expectations in us. They form their own expectations. Hello, I did too. That's when we get disappointed, is when we expect something out of somebody else that is not necessarily how that person knows how to be or how that person is going to be. The expectations lead to disappointment. But for whatever reason, when we're young and we see different families and situations throughout our life, we expect our family to be the things that we don't have. One of my kids has that expectation in Dan, and expected him to be something he could never be because that wasn't his personality, and he's not the type of guy to adjust his demeanor, or he didn't even see what she wanted him to be or how she wanted him to act, but yet she has formed those judgments and that anger towards him because of that expectation that she created in her own head. I can't change her expectation. I couldn't change it from the beginning. I didn't even know it was there. But it was there, and it manifested itself over the years, and the anger grew, and the walls grew, and everything else grew, and we are where we are today. The only thing I can tell her is, you know what, girl, it's going to be too late one day. All because of your expectations in somebody who is not you. Learn from your mother. Appreciate the things he does do, right? Because you will miss those things when he's gone. Other than that, I can't help it, right? Because she's still that little girl in her head that is still wanting this dad to be this character that she has created that he is never going to be, nor has he ever, right? The childhood mind, I was a child development major, is very powerful. You know, all of our those familiar expectations she built early on by maybe watching friends and her other families, and seeing her dad was, different. He wasn't so involved with, it was the mom that was always involved with the kids because he was off busying either with work or being selfish, and, he just didn't have the wisdom or the inclination to change behaviors that he didn't see was wrong, right? At the time. Now, in hindsight, right, he could be like, oh yeah, I see, I could have been better here, I could have done this better, I could have done, because wisdom comes along as you age and you reflect on yourself. That's the only thing I can do, is completely remind her, because I said, I'm 50, you're 25. It's going to be too late. It's going to be too late. That's all I can do, right? That's all I can do. She's in charge of her own thought process. She's in charge of her own opinions. And to her, that's not a valid reason, right? She's still in her head. She's like, that doesn't mean he couldn't have changed. You're right. He could have put in the time and effort, but he didn't in those areas you expected him to. So what? You're just going to sit and be miserable and be angry at him the rest of your life or his life because he didn't adjust to your expectations that he had no idea you had for him? Come on. Not worth it, y'all. This is what happens when one holds grudges and anger, because I had an expectation of my father, and he couldn't uphold, and he couldn't stand proud of my expectations in him. So my anger built up over the years and built up, and I slowly pushed myself away because I thought that was the healthiest way to do it for me. And then it wasn't. I fucked up. Learn from my mistakes. Yes, and when you have expectations, you're bound to be disappointed. And that's what I said in a nutshell. You never expect somebody to do something. I don't expect Dan to clean up his mess in the kitchen. I would love for him to do it. I partially expect it, but I know I'm going to be disappointed every morning because it's not going to be cleaned up, you know? I know, I got to go too. Shit, Amy, love you, girl. Anyhow, I got to go. But remember, you guys, this was a tough life. Some of you may need to sit down for a while and just deep breathe and reflect on those things that we talked about. I know I'm either going to cry when I leave or I'm just going to plop myself down on a couch and just say, fuck everything. But I probably won't do that because I don't have time for that. But anyhow, I love you guys. Remember, you are important, you are worthy, and you matter, and your feelings are just that, yours. But sometimes set aside those emotions to see the real thing. Take some reflection. It takes some soul searching. And sometimes that reflection is fucking scary, especially of oneself. My reflection was scary when I finally opened my eyes to it. And I didn't want to die being that way. I didn't want to continue on this path and make everybody else miserable around me, plus myself. I wanted my kids to be proud of me. So I did the work. Thank you, social media. Thank you, trolls. Thank you for people who were in my corner, people who are so in my corner, and people don't know me and understand me. And thank you to everybody who shows up every day, sends me gifts, and gives me the support. And thank you for the community for standing together, because this is what it's about. Lifting, teaching, coming together, and learning as we go. I love you guys. Thank you as always. And now I got to do something. So peace, love, and happiness as always.